and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 Fort Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, sunny skies. Our temperatures this afternoon will warming up nicely in the upper 60s to near 70. Later on tonight, we'll end up with a nice clear sky. Overnight lows will drop down low 40s. Tuesday, sunshine, high low 70s. We're on our way to the mid 70s with sunshine Wednesday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be a smart aleck like that.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect you.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my hot dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
That's even one Razorback.
It's vintage Matt Jones.
The Cinderella story is over, man. Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
All right. Good morning. Welcome into November. Welcome into a little less sunshine in your day. And welcome into halftime today on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. I'm Phil Elson, my partner Matt Jones. He's in the studios with the one and only C-Unit, Kristen Johnston, and on halftime today, a couple of guests and a lot of time for your calls and texts on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Talking with Connor O'Gara, Saturday Down South, 1:15. 3 up, 3 down with Dr. Charlie Liggett, hour number 2. And then coming up in about 30 minutes, we'll have Mike Irwin from Pig Trail Nation. Our Lewis Automotive Hotline will be open throughout the 3 hours of halftime at 877-377-6963. Good morning, Matt Jones. A little less daylight in our lives today, my man. We got no more daylight savings time. It is standard, which also feels a little bit standard now to watch Arkansas find a way to lose a football game. Lots of reasons we can get into, too. But it is good to see you today, my man. How are you?
Happy Monday. Yeah, let's get out of that time zone. Whatever that time zone was in, the football team, let's get out of that one.
Started thinking, I'd forgotten what we had assigned C-Unit for halftime homework over the weekend. He told me
very fitting.
It was The Exorcist. It's for a perfect Halloween movie, but I also feel like do you want to exercise the football season now, or do you want to wait until the game against Missouri after Thanksgiving comes to an end? Because that's when the season will be over, and maybe by then we'll know who the coach is going to be. I don't know if I'm ready for an exorcism. I just know it's kind of scary to watch Arkansas in the second half with a lead. That was another tough one, Matt, in a series full of them.
You think Kamario Taylor is really good at like Mario Kart? Like there was what a cool name, Kamario.
No,
I love it.
Yeah, well,
and like another guy's name was Fluff. He's a real running back with a real name Fluff. I'm like, what is going on?
What's the turtle's name in
Mbappe?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, Kamario looked like he could run the ball, not really necessarily throw it so much. They get Shapen back in the game, and man, I'm just tired of watching losses. Isn't everybody else? I mean, here's Dan in Mount Ida already coming in on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. He's on the ledge. He wants me to talk him off the ledge. And, well, so he wants to know why to still root for the Arkansas football program. He says he's a second away from rooting for Texas Tech. Man, that's quite a jump. He can't go with the Horns. He can't go with A&M, but I guess Texas Tech with the multi-billion-dollar NIL fund, if that's what it sounds like. I guess it's not necessarily the truth, but it sounds like it. Wants to be talked off the ledge, Matt. I don't know if I can do much talking off the ledge, except to tell you that, hey, look, I was about to say, look, there's going to be a new coach. So maybe that coach brings in a whole new system, a whole new personality of the program, and the idea that these losses will turn into wins. But I don't even know if that's the case. I don't even know if you're going to get a brand new coach, because I think Bobby Petrino is still as much a candidate now as he was last week, even though, man, didn't you feel you had to have at least a win or two in this last 3-game homestand, especially against the last 2 teams that came in? I mean, Auburn fires Hugh Freeze, Matt, a week after they beat the Razorbacks at Razorback Stadium. And then Mississippi State comes in, and it's their first SEC win since the last time they came to Fayetteville, over 2 years ago. You had to have these 2 games. You didn't get them. They were winnable, too.
It's really tough. It's tough to watch somebody you love, go through an 0-8. See, it's just hard, man. You love the Hogs, and you're rooting for them. You're pulling for those kids, and we're the worst team in the SEC. So I don't know what's that mean. We could win the Sun Belt, I guess. I don't know. Memphis beat us, but it's official. We are the worst football team, and you can't even. Where they say facts don't care about your feelings. The fact is we're the worst. So there's nothing really to talk about. Like, I'm not going to pile on these kids. They're trying their best. They're just not very. I mean, a lot of these guys better be going to class. Like that'd be key right there. Make sure you get your degree.
I feel like some of the officials should probably be going to class too.
Are officials getting worse? Like it's like they lean on the VAR, whatever the video review is. Are they getting worse?
Yes, they did in the second half at Razorback Stadium, Matt. I've never seen anything like it. Look, not all of the 15 penalties in the second half.
Oh,
that's one for every
so not like us, though.
minutes.
That's so like we haven't been a real penalized team, and we were the bigger, stronger, faster, more athletic team. I thought than Mississippi State, kind of top to bottom, like first time since Arkansas State or since Memphis. I guess we're a more talented team than Memphis when they beat us, but it's the Tennessee was better. Notre Dame, you start looking at, we were actually a better team than Mississippi State.
The frustrating with this whole losing streak, it was like all of these games except for Notre Dame are winnable for you. They're right there for you. All you got to do is play better. Just be a little bit better. And I'm not trying to make a point that Arkansas is that close to winning these games, because what this is about now is a program, not just a team, but a program that just can't get over the top. And it's not necessarily like being over the top in the SEC or being in the upper echelon of the SEC. We're just talking about getting over the top of the opponent you've got in front of you on a Saturday. And when it's right there for you too. But man, I mean, Matt, I got to go back to the officiating. It's like, look, I'm somebody that does not put a loss or a win on officiating, umpiring, refereeing. But when there's a penalty flag thrown for every 2 minutes in the second half, and it was your team that got flagged every 2 minutes, not all of those. Look, out of those 15 penalties, how many of them were legit? 7, 6? There's still a lot of penalties, nonetheless. You can't have that many penalties in a half, even if you cut it in half from 15. But I mean, you're getting interference penalties on balls that are thrown not just out of bounds, but way out of bounds. You've got roughing the passer when the quarterback literally just let go of the ball a split second before Quincy Rhodes arrives. There's holding on Mississippi State that seems obvious when you're watching, but the officials are missing it. And I'm having trouble. Like, I think Arkansas did not play well enough. There was a lot of missed tackles. You could not run the ball with a ton of well, you did run the ball. Pardon me. Couldn't throw the ball with a lot of success.
Well, they were dropping 8, and the thing with Taylon Green, it's tough to win against a zone like that. Taylon's so much better when it's like, here's my mark, let's go, and playing fast. when they were dropping 8, it's like he hesitated and he never felt comfortable. He never looked comfortable. But it's the first team to do that, really. And, Memphis, I guess, did it a little bit. But the last couple, Auburn, A&M, and Tennessee, they were blitzing. They weren't dropping 8. And that's he didn't play very fast. He played a step slow, it seemed like at times.
Mm-hmm. Well, and now who knows if he even gets back out on the field after that last play. Judging from Petrino's comments after the game, it's anybody's guess right now. In with the doctors, he's not doing so well. No game this next Saturday, so plenty of time to at least try to recover. But I wonder if we may have seen the last of Taylor Green at Arkansas, because this is it for him this season. And I don't have any inside information about it. Just it took a beating, in the game, and also after a 2-point conversion took a beating that seemed to lead to a couple of penalties against Arkansas too. None thrown on the Bulldogs. And then that last play, man, it was like you had to peel him off the turf and then, limp him into the locker room to go talk with the doctors. But it does feel to me like, if there was a game this Saturday, Matt, I don't think you'd see Taylor Green, at least to get
you want
the last weekend without one.
Yeah, you want to see what you got. 'Cause we were number 1 in the country in portal last year. So let's try not to win that award again. But you want to see what you got in your other quarter. You play all your guys, everything you got, until they tell you that you can't play anymore, and that's it. There's only 3 more opportunities. There's no bowl. There's no postseason for this team. So you want to get some guys on tape, and I don't think you can play scared or be afraid that, okay, they're going to do well, and then somebody like they're going to go to Ole Miss. I say that cheeky, but it's you gotta play some guys to see what you got.
Will be an interesting 3 weeks. Hey, by the way, basketball season starts today. Women's basketball is already in action. You get the 11 o'clock morning game with number 7 Duke, number 16 Baylor in Paris, France. Yeah, not Paris, Texas. Former Arkansas guard Talia Scott is playing for Baylor after last year with Auburn for just a little bit. We'll see if she decides to play at all for Baylor after basically sitting a lot the last 2 years. Men's basketball in action tonight against Southern University. Bet Saracen's got Arkansas as a 25.5-point favorite, so there you go. And, of course, we'll be airing the game right here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. Good to get to basketball season, but there are still 3 football games left. You want to get with us anytime? The Lewis Automotive Hotline is open, 877-377-6963. We have a wide-open segment for you when we come back, so stay with us.
Text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee. Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Eat Lux your way with the $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the $5 box, as classic as ever. The $7 box has your favorite indulgences and more. And the $9 box introduces you to your newest obsession, the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito. It's Lux. For less. Try the $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes, only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to MyBookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's, where bettors win together, because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Must opt in during the bet to use the Bet Back bonus.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
And if you go down there, you better just beware. Oh, man named Leroy Brown. Now Leroy, morning trouble. You see, he stand about 6'4". All over downtown, ladies call him treetop over. All the men just call him sir.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Back on Halftime, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Kristen Johnston, and Mike Irwin, Pig Trail Nation coming up in the next segment. Just looking at Taylon Green's record at Arkansas, Matt. He went 11-5 when he was the, I don't know if it was starting quarterback, because I know he split some time his last year there at Boise. But when he got most of the snaps at Boise, they won 11 and lost 5. His record at Arkansas now is 9-13. Kind of has it's got a lot on his shoulders when it comes to this team. You know, in the last drive, somebody had pointed out the last 3 Arkansas drives, 2 punts and then a turnover on downs, which of course ended with Taylon looking pretty badly hurt. 2 holding calls on those last 3 drives. Now, I usually go back and I watch the replay of the game, but because I'm on YouTube TV, there is no replay of the game to watch, so I wasn't able to go back and look at them. I thought that the holding call on Carmona was legit. I don't remember the holding call on Platt that killed the second drive pretty much. But, you know, the thing that I hate about this is that Mississippi State gave up, what was it, a 17-point lead in the fourth quarter to Texas, and then they end up scoring the final 17 points against Arkansas.
Hey, well, I was wrong. Rhett Lashley is going to stay at SMU.
That's right.
I had him taking the LSU job. What an extension right there, man. That's and then they go out and beat Miami, kind of knock Miami out of the playoff race.
And we don't know how long that extension is or what the money is. What's that?
10 year.
10 years?
10-year extension.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know I had trouble finding the information about it because SMU is a private school. They don't have to release all that stuff. You think he'll finish his career there? I mean, with all the openings right now, I mean, if you don't leave for one of these openings, if you don't leave for LSU, Florida, and now Auburn wide open, never mind Penn State, who else knows what's going to come open? I mean, so Cignetti makes a decision to sign a contract extension. He's finishing his career at Indiana. What is he, 65 years old? Rhett's your age, right, Matt?
He's a year or two younger. Yeah, he's 40. He's a grown man.
Yes, he is a grown man. He's a grown coach. He's a grown coach that
I don't know. That's interesting because the way the money shift, and we were talking this morning, and this is 20-something years ago, but we were 7-1 against Ole Miss and Mississippi State in my 4 years. We were a better football program than the two M schools. But the everything's changed now, and the amount of money they're getting. SMU's bag is just as big as anybody's. I think SMU's is a destination job now. In the new college landscape,
and that would mean Arkansas is not, because if you're not able to get one of your own to even, you think he considered it? I mean, it was pretty quick that it felt like he fell out of the possibility of being the next coach. I wonder if that's the case. I'm looking at the standings of every league in FBS football, and there is a winless team in the conference in every single conference. It's just the thing that sucks about this is that Arkansas is the only team without an SEC win in the SEC after Kentucky's win over Auburn, and that's what I just couldn't stand the thought of. Kentucky's having a miserable season. Auburn's having a miserable season. So is South Carolina. Heck, Mississippi State, now they're over 500 with that win because they got the win over Arizona State too. But right now, the most miserable season in the SEC is Arkansas. And yet they've still, because of the 2 blowout wins, outscored their opponents by 19. The crazy thing about this, Matt, and this goes to the heart of all these games that felt like they've been winnable. You take away the Notre Dame game. And, of course, you can't because that game happened. But the other 6 losses are by a combined 25 points. And the biggest margin is 9 against Auburn. Otherwise, a lot of 3-point losses, including this last one. So, I mean, what is the difference for a team that looks like they're so close to winning a game every single weekend but just can't pull it off? And, Matt, it's whether they're trailing by 2 touchdowns or 17 points in the second half, or have a lead like that at halftime or in the second half. If they're playing from behind, if they're playing in front, if it's kind of even throughout the game, they just can't get it done.
I thought they would give Braylon Russell the ball a lot more in the third and fourth quarter. You're up 2 scores, and I got that big running back there. I'm not passing the ball to stop the clock. And you get up a lead like that, you got to have a little better clock management.
And yet in the last 3 drives, when you have this lead, end up with a total of, I guess that would be negative 14 yards in the last 3 drives. So much of it ends up on the sack that took you near the shadows of your own goal line before that last play. But and I hate feeling this way too, Matt, but I wonder if our listeners, how many of you watching the game when Arkansas has their large lead, up 2 touchdowns, how many of you are watching it, waiting to see the cookie crumble, waiting to see the bottom fall out? Because that at this point, you've watched enough. I would assume a lot of you are watching, expecting to see those moments that lose you a game. And that's also whether or not it's, blame it on the officials. You don't show up to an Arkansas game expecting to see them win. I expect to see them have a chance to win every single game. I said that at the start of after I watched the Ole Miss game. That's when I started thinking, you know what? I think they'll be in every game. And they have been, but they haven't shown the ability to actually pull one out. And, that was on Sam at the start, but now it's on Bobby Petrino. And man, I just don't know if did his candidacy die with an 0-3 homestand? Because when you're looking ahead, It's a matter of, well, you got to win some games or whatever to stay as the interim coach. And I do think it's not a matter of, well, you have to win a certain amount of games, but win one. Don't finish 2-10 with the interim coaching the last, 7 games? Or no, 9 games. 7 games. And then expect that interim coach to still be the head coach moving forward. That just feels a little bit not very logical. I'll put it those ways, Matt.
Oh, it's tough, Phil. It's tough. It's tough. I mean, it's like you're beating it. We're beating a dead horse. It's there.
We can
There's
move into
not a
something
lot
else.
of talent. I mean, you know, it's talent or effort. They're giving effort now, but they're you're just not really. I mean, Quincy Rhodes can play on Sundays. You know, you start looking around. I guess that's about it. You know, if you have 3 or 4 guys, you got to have some playmakers.
I mean, there's other things to, there was a great Game 6, Game 7 in the World Series. Basketball's coming up tonight. It just feels like on Mondays after an Arkansas football loss, it's it's like you call it Reaction Monday.
Therapy Monday.
Well, it's been Therapy Monday. It's been Complaint Monday. It's been what did we do to deserve this Monday? It's like this is the day to get all your feelings out and then try to move on for the next few days. But just like literally every single Monday has been this since a win over Arkansas State. And even that Monday, it felt like, well, what was there really worth celebrating? I guess just playing them in War Memorial. And then there were arguments for the rest of the week about whether or not you should play in Little Rock or play Arkansas State. So haven't really had a happy Monday in a long, long time. I like happy Mondays. Mondays kind of suck sometimes, but I guess next Monday will be okay. Like last time the Hogs had an off week, Matt, there was a firing and there was a lot of consternation that week with Bobby taking over as the interim head coach. This next week will be, I don't know, copacetic would be the word, kind of chill. Comme si, comme ça. Basketball. That's the thing I guess we can watch. And hey, watching them play against Michigan State on Saturday ought to be pretty good after this blowout win over Southern. I think, watch them play a real team, a good team on Saturday. Maybe that'll be worth bringing up next Monday too. Probably will be. World Series was awesome.
World Series was awesome. Wow. Game 6 and Game 7, how cool.
We're always prisoners of the moment and people are, it's the best World Series I've ever seen. The thing is I don't remember a series where you had the longest game by innings in the World Series and by time, and then the 7th game also went extras, which really meant who was the winner in the World Series? I was, because that's what I always root for. I was rooting for the Blue Jays, the Dodgers, depending on, who won the previous game, what the score of the series was, and then in the 7th game, I'm rooting to basically have a tie game by the end of the 9th inning. I won. Matt, I don't get a ring, though. I feel like I should have one.
Oh, it was so cool. Just watching them compete, making plays, the theater of it, the action. Baseball needs action stars, and there was plenty of them out there, man. That was a fun series.
It felt to me like the nation kind of became a baseball nation briefly, for at least those last 2. Now, look, this is a football country. I'm not trying to say baseball's the favorite sport again and everything. That's not the case. But there's a lot more Major League Baseball conversation just out and about. Like I had my son with me for the football game on Saturday. We spent yesterday in Rogers at the K1 Speed go-karts. That's awesome. That's really fun. And on the drive back, we stopped at Workman's in Ozark to fill up and get something to eat. And the kid who's at the cash register there, he just brings up did you guys see Game 7 of the series? He starts talking about Ohtani and the Dodgers, and he felt bad for the Blue Jays and all of that. I'm going to tell you, that's one of the only times that a cashier has ever brought up baseball. And I don't think he knows that I do the baseball games for Arkansas. So it felt like, I don't know, the World Series may have sparked a little bit more of an interest in the sport. And it's too bad that we have to wait until, March to get it going again. But it was a ton of fun. There were, a lot of controversial moments, great plays. And, man, it's not a game of inches. Heck, I don't even think football, none of these sports are games of inches. An inch is too long. When you're looking at the difference between a win and a loss, getting a ring and not, planning a parade and buying a box of tissues, it's a game of millimeters. Millimeters. Inches are too long. Was theater's the right way to describe it, Matt. I felt awful for the Jays. It's not like I felt great for the Dodgers, because I don't think it's great for baseball when the richest teams win. Look, the Blue Jays aren't poor or anything, so it's not like I'm trying to, say that they were worth rooting for because, what were they, 6th or 7th in payroll? But I just like that. To me, it felt like baseball won. It was a heck of a lot of fun. 877-377-6963, our Lewis Automotive Hotline. Here's Juwan in Fayetteville. Hi, Juwan. What's going on? All right, he's not there. His phone died, so here's Robert in Fort Smith, who is our resident Dodgers fan. Hello, Robert. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. But you know what, though? I was kind of like some other people. I told Toronto fans that I knew. I said, we're losing Saturday night. I said, we ain't got nothing left. I don't think Ohtani can hold it. And he did as he could, but then we brought the man back from Friday night. He gave us what we needed. We caught a couple of calls, and Dave knew how to play them. Dave put him in, Rojas.
Yeah, nobody's going to expect that Miguel Rojas hits a home run at any point of the game. Nonetheless, the 9th inning of the 7th game of the series with Ohtani on deck, that's nuts. And then makes that play at second base with Kiner Falefa just a little bit late sliding in. I think I brought this up with you, Robert, when you might have called as the season started back in April, that the Dodgers were collecting starting pitchers. I felt like they had 2 or 3 rotations of injured pitchers or guys that were going to start in the minor leagues, and it turns out they used 5 starting pitchers in that last game. But it's great when you got that kind of money, but it was also fun to watch it in practice.
Yep. And look at Page jumping over Kiki like that just to make that play and running into the wall. That's just big time right there.
I see them coming together. I'm thinking, is the World Series really going to end on 2 outfielders colliding? No, it didn't. That was spectacular. Just one of like half a dozen plays in that game that are worth discussing for maybe 10 minutes at a time. So it was wild. But congratulations to your Dodgers, Robert, and also to Kershaw for being able to celebrate on the field 2 years in a row at the end of his career. Good to hear from Robert, who is our resident Dodgers fan. And we'll break here on halftime. We'll come up with Mike Irwin from Pig Trail Nation right after this break.
Hey, you want to go rip the roof off this place or what? Serious? Yep.
Yeah! This is halftime.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission is to improve the quality of life in our communities. Across the River Valley of Arkansas and Oklahoma, residents and businesses are experiencing the difference of our high-speed internet. Wave Rural Connect Internet provides a reliable residential connection for streaming, gaming, remote work, and homeschooling. Our business solutions provide the speed, stability, and security that you need, whether you're a mom-and-pop flower shop or large business. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0.
And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing, that hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Family owned and operated since 1950, Crabtree RV Center is proud to have served the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas for 75 amazing years. From a small dealership on Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith to 17 acres located at the junction of I-40 and I-49 in Alma, Arkansas, Crabtree RV Center is your one-stop shop for sales, service, and parts. Come celebrate 75 years with us and take advantage of spectacular savings all year long. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Hi, this is Lindsay White, and I'm proud to share that White Office Machines has now officially become part of the Datamax family. You'll continue to see the same local support teams you know and trust, plus industry-leading Kyocera copiers with statewide service and expanded IT, phone, and document solutions. Together, we're stronger, and together we're ready to create a raving fan out of your business. I know my dad and our staff are excited about this new chapter, as it takes our capabilities to a whole new level. For you, learn more at datamaxarkansas.com.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. To get started, find an agent at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Call your Shelter Insurance agent, Ryan Hughes, in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The right place, but it must have been the wrong time. I said the right thing, but it must have used the wrong line. I've been on the right trail, but it must have used the wrong call. It is in a bad place, and I wonder what's good for. In the right place, but it must have been the wrong time. My head is in a bad place, but I'm having such a good time. Running, trying to get tongue up in my mind. Just got to give myself.
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend Matt Jones.
Efforting to get Mike Irwin here from Pig Trail Nation. So if you want to get on with us anytime now, 877-377-6963. Was looking, we get the playoff rankings tomorrow, the committee rankings, I guess you got to call them, the ones that matter. So never mind these AP and coaches stuff. What teams? It looks like, what I have my notes here. I think 8. Is it 8 teams in the SEC or is it 7? That basically are in playoff contention still. 8. There you go. 8 of them. So if you have less than 2 losses, you're in contention for the playoff, So it's A&M, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas, OU, because the OU-Tennessee game felt like an eliminator, right? It is. Vanderbilt, even with the loss to Texas, that's just 2 losses. And Missouri is 6-2. So, but there are some other elimination games coming up. A&M is playing Texas and Missouri. Alabama plays Oklahoma. Ole Miss gets nobody, so they already played. They've got Georgia as their number 1 win, and pretty much after this for Ole Miss, I'm not going to tell you it's in the clear, but South Carolina just fired Mike Shula as the offensive coordinator, so an interim OC. Florida, interim coach. Mississippi State.
Florida's got some dudes, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Florida has a little talent. That's a game you got to show up and play. But yeah, they should beat Florida. But
Florida gave Georgia a tough time.
Yeah, they got some talent, man. They got a couple. That defense is pretty solid.
Vanderbilt gets Yeah, well, they still get Tennessee, so I mean, and that's in Knoxville. So I mean that will end up being, because Tennessee's out of it, but that will be, that'll be Tennessee's chance to. Isn't that crazy? It'll be Tennessee trying to knock Vanderbilt out of playoff contention instead of the other way around.
Shoot, Georgia Tech took a loss to NC State. Didn't see that happening.
Miami, as you mentioned, to your former teammate in SMU.
Yeah, Tennessee's they got a little hope, I guess. They're the 23rd ranked team in the country, 6-3. Yeah, they'd have to get some help. That's the thing. With 3, would you? If Georgia Tech loses another one and Tennessee has 3 losses, which Georgia Tech has to play Georgia, right? So they get one more loss. Does 2 Georgia Tech loss in their ACC, or would you like a 3 loss Tennessee team?
That's an interesting idea. Yeah, a 2-loss Georgia Tech team against a 3-loss Tennessee team. So you feel like that would be a nice play-in game. As long as we're doing extra play-ins for the basketball tournament for March Madness, that would be a play-in game for December Madness, which I don't think anybody's necessarily calling for, but eventually you're going to get it. Man, I mean, my assumption is you take the 2-loss team, because that's what happened last year when it came to the Big Ten. It's just, how does that play into the ACC? And also with Miami now, with their loss, are they knocked out of contention? And it isn't necessarily knocked out of contention. You got to check the standings in that league, but yeah, 2 losses in the ACC. So you have to make the championship game at that point if you're Miami. Because if you don't make the ACC title game, then you're not going to get the automatic bid. Right now, the ACC seems it's between Louisville, Pitt, Georgia Tech, and Virginia. And even SMU. I mean, they've got a couple of.
Virginia's undefeated, huh?
Yeah. So Miami's 2-2 in that league, and I don't know if they'll really have that much of a shot to make it to the playoff now. 877-377-6963. 4 teams to get in the SEC, though. But if they're we got to figure out a way that there be one of these 8 teams
if
that
Texas,
gets 3 losses, because
if Texas beats Texas A&M at the end of the season, so that would give A&M 1 loss. They're in. Texas would get in then too. Alabama only has 1. Georgia, Ole Miss. I mean, there's those 5 are pretty strong candidates. Oklahoma,
A&M, Alabama, Georgia, and Ole Miss right now. But you got to watch for Texas. I mean, they took Vanderbilt out to the woodshed for the first 3.5 quarters or so before Vandy came back and was an onside kick away from having a chance to win it. So I'd say, I mean, Arch is starting to play well. Texas, though, has the toughest schedule to finish out with Georgia and A&M, and then Arkansas. I still think the Hogs will give them a fight in Austin. You get an opportunity to ruin their season, because if Texas doesn't make the playoff, it's going to be a lost season for them. And that would feel good.
Quarterback, we'll see. Yeah. Texas got it. That's a stout defense, and we're banged up on the offensive line. It might be tough to move the ball a little bit on them.
But I think one of the things that we're hitting on, and Dan asks this on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, is SEC dominance over. Now, what I think the SEC still, top to bottom, is the best league in the country when you're looking at the talent. There's still going to be more players picked from the SEC for the NFL draft than any other league, even though the Big Ten has 2 more teams. But the collection of talent has been more spread out throughout this league now. And it's, everything is, I guess the top has regressed a little bit towards the mean, and the bottom has, worked its way up just a little bit. Where in the Big Ten, man, it feels like it is, there's quite a lot. I think there's a little bit more disparity in the Big Ten, like between Indiana and Purdue, because you get a couple of undefeated teams in the Big Ten in Indiana and Ohio State. Who's undefeated in the SEC? It's only A&M.
I think the SEC's deeper. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, 100% agree with you.
Yeah, better test. And I guess maybe is it a little bit unwieldy to point to who's drafted or NFL rosters? Like I do the same thing, Matt, with baseball in the SEC, but nobody argues about what the best league in college baseball is, because annually the champion always comes from this league, and I mean, all the reasons. But I think when you're talking about the level of play, isn't it also about who's headed to the next level?
I think there's a better collection of coaches as well. You know,
Okay.
like you're talking about talent, you're talking about schemes. The best, the SEC top to bottom, man. Josh Heupel, one of my favorites. Mike Elko there at A&M. That's like Lane Kiffin, who's a rock star at Ole Miss. I think the coaching. I think there's I don't know if you call them celebrities or A-listers, whatever you want to say. I think there's more coaching talent and not that there's not good coaches in the Big Ten, but I do. I think there's more coaching talent in SEC.
Got a question here from David in Van Buren asking if Bobby chewing the referees out had a little more to do with all the flags coming in Arkansas. I don't know if I put Bobby's rant on the officials on the sideline that led to all the flags later. And I think some folks are wondering if these officials had it out for Petrino from the start. Now, I was watching. I on that 2-point conversion, I pulled my eyes away from the play after it was over. So I didn't see them laying on top of Talon and all of the things that surrounded after that. But I was watching the reaction of Petrino to the penalty flag that was thrown against his team and trying to, basically the guys are trying to protect Talon Green. And I wasn't surprised when he got the flag because you could see him following the official, marching towards the official, marching behind him, kind of following him there. And there just is a point where you've said your piece and you have to stop, or you also know you're going to get flagged and you're okay with it. Here's the other aspect too. Matt, I just don't remember a lot of flags against head coaches. I see baseball coaches who make up their mind that they're going to go get thrown out of the game, no matter what, because they want to see if that has an effect on their team or they're just sick of watching the game. You've seen this in basketball. Sometimes a coach just knows, all right, I'm about to go get teed. That's what this team needs, or I'm sick of watching this. I almost felt like Bobby knew he was going to go get a flag at that point. Maybe to make a point, I don't know, but I just have not seen a coach get flagged either often or before. I just can't remember it.
Yeah, football doesn't happen as much, huh? But yeah, you can get a tee. It hurts your team too bad it's if you get thrown out of a baseball game, there's no consequence, but basketball you get a tee, the other team gets to shoot a free throw, which it's there's so many points scored, it's not as big, but man, 15 yards in college, that's a lot. That's a big time penalty.
And that was on top of 15 yards from the initial penalty.
Yeah, we kicked from the 10.
Yes.
I was like, is this a video game? What's going on?
I mean, so that led to a touchdown drive of 45 yards.
Yeah, you kind of beat yourself. That's a little bit. I think that's what you're hitting on too with these close losses. I mean, that means when you're watching tape, you're leaving some plays out there. It's just you can't get out of your own way.
And so, maybe another text coming in here about JT thinks that the players saw Bobby lose his composure, and so they sort of followed suit. Not like they're going to say, I'm just going to go off and lose my composure, but, when the guy at the top does it, sometimes that can work two different ways. I've seen it in baseball. Coach blows his stack, loses his composure, is gone for the rest of the game. Well, then you don't have that guy who's huffing and puffing and, opening his nose and everything in the dugout. And sometimes a team can react in a really good way towards it. In this way, maybe that did have a negative effect on the team because those 15 yards had a huge, huge effect on what was then a 2-touchdown lead. Yeah. 877-377-6963 if you got any thoughts about that. Remember, Crabtree RV Center in Alma, been serving our listening audience for over 3/4 of a century, and every single visit to Crabtree RV, either at the junction of I-40 and I-49 in Alma or at crabtreerv.com, will feature the best RV purchasing experience. They're going to help you choose the perfect RV for your adventures. There's personalized financing, and Crabtree RV features a top-of-the-line parts and service department on site. They're making your dreams come true at crabtreerv.com. Back in a moment, we'll wrap up hour number 1. This is Halftime.
This is Halftime.
If it rumbles, roars, or needs a little more power, take it to Exhausted Muffler and Motorsports in Clarksville.
From muffler and catalytic converter repair to full custom exhaust systems, they've got you covered. Need welding or mobile welding along with equipment repair? They do that too. Custom fabrication done right. Located at 215 East Taylor Road. For performance, precision, and power. It's Exhausted Muffler and Motorsports. Call today at 479-214-2729 or stop by today.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
This is Rick Bennett, Director of Fort Smith Animal Haven. For all of our heating, air, and plumbing needs, we dial 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
That's Blaylock Heating and Air Conditioning for all of your heating, cooling, plumbing, and drain cleaning needs and great York Home products. It's just one number you need to know, 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
With winter just around the corner, now's the time to make sure your equipment is ready to handle the cold, the snow, and everything in between. Whether you're planning preventative maintenance, gearing up for snow removal, or keeping your fleet running through harsh conditions, Sharp Equipment is here to help you stay ahead. If you've got winter projects coming up, let Sharp Equipment know what parts you'll need. Sharp Equipment can help you avoid downtime and keep your operations moving no matter the weather. Give Sharp Equipment a call at 479-649-0500 or stop by at 3918 Pointer Trail East in Van Buren to see how Sharp Equipment can help you keep moving forward.
Get ready, Fort Smith. Hometown Market Days is coming to the Fort Smith Convention Center November 7th and 8th. Come shop and find all your Christmas must-haves, from trendy boutique to handmade gifts, vintage treasures, sweet treats, and more. Doors open each day at 10 a.m. and the first 25 shoppers score amazing swag bags. Bring all your friends and family and your honey. It's shopping time and holiday vibes at Hometown Market Days. See you November 7th and 8th.
Why wait till Monday for your dental emergency? At Valley Urgent Dental, we know your pain cannot wait. Broken tooth, painful infections, sports injuries, we've got you covered. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are here when you need them most. Call them at 479-235-5655. Valley Urgent Dental is available on weekends when your regular dentist is closed. Valley Urgent Dental at 5505 Uper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Do not wait. Your smile deserves immediate care.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They're open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Very superstitious writings on the wall. Very superstitious letters about to fall. 13-month-old baby dropped the looking glass. Tell me the fact.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Been a text on the hotline here that he said, "Who is this from?" is the name of this texter. He agreed with most calls and wondered if players chirping against officials had something to do with it. But he had a gripe that there were 2 missed penalties against Mississippi State that were worse than what Arkansas got flagged for. I saw a couple of those too. And, you know, if it's going to be a flag fest, I think you'd like to see it on both teams. It's just it's not written in the rules that the penalties or the fouls in basketball have to be equal or anywhere near it. And I think Arkansas was most definitely the more undisciplined team in terms of breaking the rules. But I don't think they broke the rules 18 times. Here's Keith in Fort Smith. What's up, Keith? How you doing today?
Hey, guys, going to tell y'all real quick what I got for you is if Twitter and X is telling me the right thing, I'm going to tell you, I'm done. If it's Mike Gundy, I'm done. If it's Jimbo Fisher, I'm done. If it's Barry Odom, I'm going to sit and think. If it's Eric Morris, I'm going to sit and think. That's what I got to say. If they hire Gundy or Jimbo, I'm done. Thank y'all.
We got you, Keith. Appreciate the phone call.
Jimbo would not be a good hire. Let's don't. I don't think we want Jimbo. Do we want Jimbo?
I don't think we want Jimbo.
I don't think he. I don't. Yeah. I don't talk.
The only reason I'd want Jimbo is so I could have fun breaking out the Micro Machine Man voice, because there is nobody who speaks any faster. It'd be interesting too, because you'd go from a guy who talks a lot slower in Sam to the fastest speaker in college football.
What's not to like about Gundy? Gundy's still young enough. I mean, what's he, 64, 54? It seemed like everybody was 64.
You just got to go by how many years ago did he announce that he was 40?
Yeah. No, he was there for 19 years or something at Oklahoma State, so that was
58.
58. I don't have any. I like Gundy. Like, you're thinking about young coaches that he's got another 10 years in him. What's wrong with Gundy is what I wonder.
He's going to have something to prove too. It's like you haven't heard from him. I don't think you've heard from him. The guy who got out there immediately after the firing was James Franklin.
Don't you think he's already signed? He's already committed verbally to somewhere?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how this works because, Matt, we've never had a season like this. We've never had so many jobs open even before November. Never mind the less. I mean, just in the SEC alone.
Who's getting fired this week?
We did a Gould pool last week. We all circled around the right guy. Everybody knew there was going to be Hugh Freeze if Auburn lost at home. So now try again. It's what is it, 7 weeks in a row that this has happened? Let's go for 8. Do a Gould pool when we come back. How's that? 877-377-6963, the Lewis Automotive Hotline. It's because C-Unit watched The Exorcist over the weekend. So, yeah, Gould pool, SEC version, is next. Stay with us.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your winter with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Is your business's IT infrastructure secure? At Dixie Digital, we provide comprehensive managed IT services to ensure your systems are running smoothly and your data is protected. Combine that with Xerox, Brother, and Epson reliable printers and copiers, and you've got everything you need for success. Call us today at 783-6600 to learn more about our IT services and special offers. Dixie Digital Imaging, your trusted partner for IT and document management.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, not when you work with Tara Lindbergh and the Lindbergh Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
Contractors, you've got jobs to win and customers to impress. That's why you choose Luxair HVAC systems, built for performance, efficiency, and reliability. And at J&B Supply, we've had your back since 1968. We're a local family-owned distributor that treats our customers like family too, with the products, expertise, and service you need to get the job done right. For over 50 years, HVAC and plumbing pros have trusted J&B Supply in Fort Smith, Springdale, and Bentonville. J&B Supply, where the professionals go.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell. ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, sunny skies. Our temperatures this afternoon warming up nicely in the upper 60s to near 70. Later on tonight, we'll end up with a nice clear sky. Overnight lows will drop down low 40s. Tuesday, sunshine, a high low 70s. We're on our way to the mid 70s with sunshine Wednesday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Crabtree RV Studios on ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect you.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. What can't they dominate? And we not doing it. We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field. Yeah. I said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Bill Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my hot dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no mock at halftime.
Name of one Razorback is vintage Matt Jones. The Cinderella story is over, man. Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
And welcome back into hour number 2. Halftime continues on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. I'm Phil Olsen with Matt Jones and Kristen Johnston in the producer's chair. We'll have 3 up, 3 down. Dr. Charlie Liggett, River Valley Smile Center, 15 minutes from now. You want to get with us, now's the time. Lewis Automotive Hotline is open, 877-377-6963. And Matt Jones, you got basketball tonight, 6 o'clock against Southern. Darius Acuff has been named to the Naismith National Player of the Year watch list, one of 50 players. So excited to watch these guys get out there today. And, hey, I'm fired up for Saturday more than anything against Michigan State. I love having these kind of big-time matchups early in a basketball season. Don't have to worry about, if YouTube and Disney don't figure that thing out, because the game will be on Fox Television at 6 o'clock. Yeah. So you're a YouTube guy.
I'm excited. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm a little upset about it. Like it's really like what's in the middle of the season.
Has that gotten in the way of your ability to watch any soccer, any European soccer?
YouTube Peacock is what the Premier League's on, but they play on the USA Network that's on YouTube. So yes, I watch my soccer on the YouTube, but.
So now it's NFL fans that are in the crosshairs, because ESPN, Monday Night Football tonight, Cowboys and Cardinals, and then all the basketball games too. I mean, it's like, I know the contract ended at the end of October, but that also coincides with how many basketball games that is shown on ESPN. And now it was college football fans that felt that pain, and now it's the basketball fans that are next. I was reading stories of some fans, Matt, that are YouTube TV subscribers that tried Hulu, the Hulu live TV option, hated the interface, then tried Fubo, might not have liked the interface, then tried the ESPN standalone app. So they were basically paying for 4 different apps in order to try to watch college football on Saturday. And the thing about YouTube TV is where they got you by the sports balls. It's their interface. It's how you flip around it and how easy it's been and how used you are to it. And I didn't go with any of the other services because I was at the stadium on Saturday. But when it comes to Monday Night Football tonight, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Bogus.
Just won't watch it.
Bogus.
I'm
not a fan of it either. But I am back to your original thought, getting ready for this basketball team.
Yeah.
I've seen them play 0.0%. I haven't seen them dribble one ball yet. So yes, I'm excited to watch them be athletes and to watch them get going. It's the team. They're going to be such a different team in 6 months, for whatever. Like this is the start. You kind of start making plays here and there, but the rotation shrinks a little bit. Injuries happen, adversity happens, things happen through a season. But yeah, man, it's exciting. It's an exciting journey when there's some talent on this team. There's dudes that are going to be playing in the NBA. They're going to be running up and down the court, and it's going to be fun to watch.
Hogs are one of 6 SEC teams that open up in the AP Top 25, ranked 14th. Florida at number 3 has the toughest matchup today in the Hall of Fame series in Las Vegas, getting 13th ranked Arizona. Tennessee's ranked 18th.
Aren't you kind of wondering about see how Boogie does in Florida? Like he played at Arkansas. Now he's going to be is he starting there? I would assume
I'm assuming he is. Yeah, he was second team.
Defending national champ.
He said something to the effect of, and it's like people will ask you about the difference between where you are now compared to where you were before. And he said it feels more like a family at Florida. But I don't know what you take from that, really. I mean, what is he supposed to say? What is he supposed to say? I mean, basically, you're asked a question where they're asking you to glaze your current coach and glaze your current team.
Yeah, it's. I just want to see him do well. You don't see a lot of 6 foot under guards that are lottery picks, and that was kind of a thing on him, was that he was going to be a lottery pick. So you kind of want to see him.
But the guy came back and he played. So
I like his game. He's a little too small for me. For that next level. But as far as his game, man, he can go to France, he can go to Italy, he can go to Spain, he can go wherever he wants to in the world and make 7 figures a year. He's talented enough to play, make basketball his profession. It just won't be in the NBA.
Austin and it was Austin and a guy from Harrison did Sling TV for $5. So I was listening to Bill King. I was listening to Bill this morning, and he had a guy who wanted the Sling TV package, bought it, and then, because he's an ACC fan, they don't have ACC network on Sling. So he went with 2 other apps after that. That was one of the guys I was referring to. But at least they have SEC network. How many of you actually turn on ACC? Ever? No, of course, I didn't think so.
I watched the Charlie Ward documentary on the ACC network. Because he's one of my heroes type in the sports world. I always liked Charlie Ward.
Charlie the Tuna has called our Lewis Automotive Hotline. Good afternoon, Charlie. What's going on?
What's up, guys? I will say the good thing about it for me was I was prepared for Saturday's chaos because I knew it was coming. And the thing
you just didn't know how it was going to happen, right? You knew you felt like a loss was going to come no matter what the score was. You just weren't sure how it was going to happen.
Oh, I wasn't even talking about the game, Phil. I'm talking about the chaos of having to, figure out how I was going to watch the game. I kind of, I had already kind of figured it out. What I did, you got to pay attention to this stuff, but I'll tell you, it's getting to a point, guys, where it's going to be like they want a subscription for everything. Like, let me get something for Pluto TV, Apple TV, like, just to watch everything, you're going to have to, pay all these different subscriptions, and it's kind of ridiculous, to be honest.
Everything's a subscription now. I mean,
it's
really
crazy. And it's like, so what they do is they hold you by the, like you said, Phil, because only certain ones have ESPN or whatever, and that's what they're doing to people. And my dad was frustrated about it. I was like, Dad, I told you this was coming, man. Like, we'll figure it out. And of course, I just kind of bought like a we split on ESPN, and then that's what we did. But I can't lose the NFL stuff, so I kept some. I don't know what you're gonna do, Matt, but I don't know. I can't tell you the cheapest option or cheapest route to go right now because I'm still trying to figure that out. But yeah, it's frustrating right now to try to figure all this out, and I can't imagine. And I don't mean this ugly, but for the older generation, like my dad, who can't even maneuver around a YouTube TV app, Phil. So it's really bad for him. I've tried to help him out. But by the way, Phil, your Steelers yesterday impressed me. That was the best defense I've seen them play this year. Turning Indianapolis one-dimensional. I think you make a team do that and drop back, and then you get ahead on them. That Steelers team is capable when they play the way they do now.
It feels so much, Charlie, like they're an all or nothing defense. I mean, they got to Jones so often yesterday, they just collapsed that pocket, and
yeah.
But
once
you can still move the ball against them as long as you avoid the pass rush. That's just a little tough to do.
Yeah, and if they make you one dimensional, good luck. I mean, they're tough, but I mean, I think Watt has Highsmith been in and out of the lineup. I can't remember. He has not been healthy all year. Yeah, and when those two guys are out there with Hayward in the middle, they're really tough, and the rotation of pieces that they have. I looked over at Philly, and they're continuing to make moves. I think they traded for Humphrey, and today they traded for the pass rusher from the Dolphins. And then we got Jerry, who's worried about his gasoline stuff. So, it's just funny to me, these teams that actually know how to win. They make moves. And I can understand at this point why the Cowboys wouldn't make a move, because I don't think they're a win-now team. Their offense is great, but you got to go out there every week, kind of like Arkansas, and score 40 to have a chance to win. But, yeah, I don't see – it's just kind of funny to me. And then Jerry makes that comment last week. Hilarious. I just have to laugh at it. But excited about basketball tonight, guys. Matt, I know you hadn't seen them play. Think you'll be impressed. They already kind of have like an 8-man rotation going on. And I think, Matt, you will definitely be impressed. If Southern goes zone on us, I think we'll put big boy, what's his name, Ewing, right in the middle of that thing. I think you'll be impressed by his game, Matt, if he plays well tonight. I know Southern is experienced. I was listening to Chuck and Bo talk about that. So they're one of those teams that could go on a run at the end of the year. So maybe it'll be a little bit of a test, but obviously we got better athletes, and we'll see how it goes. Anyways, y'all have a good one.
All right, Charlie, appreciate you, man. 6 o'clock for the tip at Bud Walton Arena tonight, and Chuck and Zim get the pregame underway at 5:30 here on ESPN Arkansas. Hit thatline.com. Ruskin and Zach will take you right up to it once we are concluded with halftime. You can call, you can text the Lewis Automotive Hotline at 877-377-6963. Remember, Sterling Bank, when it comes to banking, you deserve a pleasant and productive experience, one that puts you first. You'll find that every time at Sterling Bank, your community bank in Northwest Arkansas. All the people at Sterling Bank are your friends and your neighbors, not just your bankers. Sterling Bank is deeply committed to the people, businesses, and organizations that make Northwest Arkansas thrive, with a passion for growth and progress that fuels everything they do. They're local, friendly, and they'll fit your needs. Sterling Bank is in Fayetteville, Rogers, or Bentonville, and at stirbank.bank. Sterling Bank's invested in you and committed to Northwest Arkansas. Dr. Charlie Liggett from River Valley Smile Center joins us in a moment for 3 Up, 3 Down. This is halftime.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got trophies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite, white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Eat Lux your way with the $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the $5 box, as classic as ever. The $7 box has your favorite indulgences and more. And the $9 box introduces you to your newest obsession, the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito. It's Lux. For less. Try the $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes, only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to mybookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's, where bettors win together, because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Must opt in during the bet to use the Bet Back bonus.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Let's beat up song. Words are wrong, but they don't feel that wrong. She came in through the bedroom window like a blue girl, like a blue girl.
Listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, welcome back into Halftime. It's our second hour. It's our second segment of the second hour. Dr. Charlie Liggett is on our Lewis Automotive Hotline from River Valley Smile Center, so it is time for 3 Up, 3 Down.
It's time for 3 Up, 3 Down. Presented by River Valley Smile Center with Dr. Charles Liggett.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night. What does 3 up and 3 down mean to you, Airman?
End of an inning, strike 3.
Hey Charlie, how you doing today? We're just gonna go with Charlie. None of the other fake names we've come up for you have worked for an Arkansas win. There's no game on Saturday, so you can be Charlie or Dr. Liggett, or I don't know, I'll just call you, I don't know, I'll call you Christian. We'll have 2 Christians today on the show. Who knows?
Man, we've tried hard, haven't we?
Nothing seems to work, though, at all. So, hey, guess what? There's nothing we can do. There's literally nothing we can do to help out. We can just talk about it and make a joke every once in a while. 3 things we like, 3 things we don't like. Anything you want to hit on, you can just text it in on the Lewis Automotive Hotline at 877-377-6963. So I got my first up, and it is to the World Series. That was just an incredible display of baseball over the last couple of weeks, 7 games and more innings than ever before. How about Will Smith? Not only does he catch the most innings that anybody's ever caught in World Series, which I think was it? I don't know what the number was, but he caught all 18 innings of the long extra inning game. He caught all 10 innings of the last one, 9 innings in all the others. Never seen anything like that before. And people are actually talking about baseball. So it feels to me like this World Series may have at least pushed a little bit more interest towards the old nation's pastime. All right, my first down is there's this whole carriage dispute between YouTube TV and ESPN. I see people like taking sides of one side over the other here. There's no sides to take. This isn't a matter of being loyal to one service over the other. These are 2 corporations that are just trying to squeeze as much money out of you as they possibly can. And if you want to, simp or root for YouTube, let me tell you what, they're doing plenty to squeeze as much money out of you as they possibly can, and they will continue to do that. That's what that company exists for, to make money from you, the consumer. Stop simping for corporations. All they're trying to do is to bilk you of your hard-earned dollars. It's your choice to spend it there, and there are no good guys in these fights. The good guys are you, the people who are trying to watch a game. But you also have to remember that when it comes to the product of college football, you are the product for the television networks and the carriers. They exist to make money off of you, the consumer, but don't simp for them. There are no good guys in this carriage dispute. Matt, you're up.
All right, my first up, and I agree with you on the YouTube saga, but so dumb. My first up goes to Rhett Lashley getting a 10-year extension at SMU. Man, good for that dude. He's a good dude, great coach. Happy for him. And then my first down. So we just had Halloween, and I saw those sour warheads where they pose the most effect on your enamel, and it was something. Since we have a dentist on, I wanted to bring that on too. You know, it's bad for your teeth.
Be nice to your enamel, Charlie, and your enamel will be nice to you.
Yeah, it's the acidity along with the sugar that can be rough on the enamel.
You know, the thing that I hate about some of that stuff is it's got that sugar that you want to just like, you want to really suck all that stuff off, and you kind of like scrapes the roof of your mouth. It's like the sugar has the same effect as getting a Dorito stuck in the roof of your mouth, which I don't know if there's a worse feeling than that.
Captain Crunch, man, that would tear up the roof of your mouth, huh?
Yeah, I don't want cereal to hurt. I just want it to taste good. All right, Charlie, what you got?
Okay, so my first up, I'm going to give it to Dirks, Arkansas. I think that's how you say it, Dierks. They won T-Mobile's $1 million stadium makeover. And so there's 900 people in Dirks, and they had 2 million of the 8 million votes that went into this makeover competition. And so they get a new field, a new weight room, and a trip to the SEC championship. And they haven't had any improvements in their field in 20 years, so pretty cool. And 2 million votes out of 8 million, it's pretty impressive for a town of 900.
Well, I mean, I think it felt to me like, there was a real good push coming from the folks around Dirks to get the word out about it, but it felt to me like it was the state of Arkansas supporting Dirks through this contest, which was it was really cool to see.
My first down, I'm going to give it to. I'm like you, Phil. I'm never going to blame a loss on officiating. I think there were a lot of calls that weren't necessarily right in that game. But my down, I'm going to give to the rule that coaches can't say anything about referees in press conferences or they get fined, because I really wanted to hear what Bobby had to say about the officiating in that game.
Yeah, I hate that you always have to read between the lines for the way that he's thinking about it. But, I mean, everybody knows that they're all feeling the same way.
I know. I just wanted to hear what Bobby was going to say.
Yeah,
about it.
you do. And I think there's got to be I guess there's got to be some sort of a gray area where you can talk about some of that stuff up to a point, to where if you criticize by name or throwing out the idea that they're gambling on the game or something like that. I mean, there's got to be a point where you can discuss officiating, because it's such an important aspect of a game. And yet to never be able to bring it up for fear of a fine, I don't know, feels like a bit of a step too far. I'm not asking for it, and I think it's a step too far to force the officials into some sort of press conference to explain themselves. But I think it's a little ridiculous that coaches can't say anything about it after a game. All right, I got a second up. It's the real rankings that matter, and they're coming out tomorrow. Enough with the AP Top 25. Enough with the coaches poll. All these things are just to start conversations. But then again, they also start rankings. So I'm going to be interested to see how the rankings between the committee and the writers and the coaches differ. They will differ a little bit. But the two polls right now that you see from the media and the coaches are about identical. They are identical 1 through 10. Ohio State, Indiana, A&M, Alabama, Georgia, Oregon, Ole Miss, BYU, Texas Tech, and Notre Dame. Where the things change are 11 and 12. Writers have Oklahoma, Virginia. 11 and 12, coaches have it flip-flopped. But to see the rankings exactly the same, 1 through 10, is pretty amazing. We'll see if the committee that matters has the same rankings tomorrow. Second down. Before the second half against Mississippi State, and they were called for 15 penalties in the second half. They had been called for 16 penalties in the previous 7 halves of football, going back to the Tennessee game. That's 7 halves of football. 1 half of football is 30 minutes. That's 210 minutes with 16 penalties. And then in the last 30 minutes against Mississippi State, we're to believe that they really committed 15 penalties? I think not. Matt, go ahead.
It was out of character. It seemed a little excessive, that's for sure. My second up goes to Liverpool, 2-0 victory over Aston Villa. About time. They had lost like 3 league games in a row, so they're back in the winning ways. And then I guess this could be an up or a down. I wanted to ask Dr. Charlie. So the Dolphins make a trade. They're sending a pass rusher, and is it Jalen Phillips?
Jalen.
Yeah, Jalen
Phillips.
What is he? What's your thoughts on him?
You go with a soft J for that name?
Jalen. Yeah.
Jalen. Yeah, it'd be Jalen. Okay, so I love Jalen Phillips. He's had a couple freak injuries, like he had an Achilles, he had an ACL where he missed a lot of time. But when he's healthy, he's one of the top pass rushers in the league. He definitely
get a third round pick for him. I guess that's. I mean, depending. I guess see what you do.
He's at the end of his contract. Yeah. I think getting a third round pick, I was really surprised they got that much for him. I think it's probably a good trade for both. I think he's a really good player. Dolphins need to just wipe the deck, man.
All right. They might actually do it, but it's going to be by the end of the season. Get rid of the general manager, but not Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, I love Mike McDaniel. I want him to.
What about an SEC job? Nobody's really talking about all these SEC jobs that are open. He seems like he's young and kind of has that vibe as far as speaks that language. Could you think he could be an SEC coach?
Man, I think he could, but I think the hard thing for him is that his offense is very complicated, very complex, and I don't know that college is set up for that kind of offense right now that takes a couple of years to get into it when you got guys that are going to be in your program for 2 years max. When your third year is really going to be, you're going to hit the stride. Well, you're not even there for your third year. So I don't know. I mean, you have to change some things, but he's definitely a player's coach.
All right, I think I got a third up here. Third up, I'm going to the World Series. And the up is to the idea of knowing your teammates' strengths and weaknesses. Charlie, get in on this with me too. So in the chance that Toronto had to win the game in the ninth inning, you got Isaiah Kiner-Falefa at third base. The infield's in. There's a force play at every base. So essentially, at that point, a catcher can treat home plate like a first baseman treats first base. There's a left-handed hitter at the plate. It's Dalton Varsho. Kiner-Falefa began the season in Pittsburgh. He was traded. I think he was only with Toronto for a couple of months. But it should be long enough to understand your teammates' strengths and weaknesses. There's the debate going on right now on social media about Kiner-Falefa's lead from third base and how, at that point, the most important thing is to not get doubled off on a line drive to the third baseman, which I can understand that. But Dalton Varsho is a left-handed hitter. Dalton Varsho is a dead pull hitter. I think I'd seen where he'd hit 2 line drives to the third baseman all season long. That's not where he hits it. I don't think Isaiah Kiner-Falefa knew his teammate very well. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been so cautious. He would have had an extra step, maybe a half step. He was also,
and that's all it would have taken. Not even half a step.
Lead. I don't think he was. I don't think he didn't run on contact immediately. And man, we saw the Phillies lose a game to the Dodgers exactly the same way that he ended up getting thrown out at home plate. So it's not all on him. There are plenty other aspects to that game, but I do feel like you got to know your teammates' strengths and weaknesses. There are certain rules to how you're supposed to play certain situations, but I also think you've got to give yourself some leeway depending upon your teammates' strengths and weaknesses. And I don't think IKF understood Varsho's strength enough. Otherwise, I think the Blue Jays would be planning a parade today.
Well, I mean, you talk about game of millimeters. I mean, both of those plays at home plate, I mean, you saw the replays. I mean, they were so close. Just millimeters.
Yeah. He's doing it the way that he's taught to do it to lead at third base. In that situation, I think he could have taken an extra half step to another step. Third down.
Yep.
Complaining about ground rule doubles. This goes to the sixth game of the World Series. The Blue Jays had this, I forget who it was, Barger. Barger hits a fly ball to left center field that got stuck under the padding. I mean, it literally landed and stayed there. And basically, it's just Blue Jays fans that are complaining that the fielder could have run up to it, picked it up, and it wouldn't have been a big deal. Here's the thing. It's to the letter of the rule. In the rule book, when the ball is trapped either in between the pads or on the bottom of the pads, it's a dead ball as long as the fielder throws his hands up. So he did the exact right thing at that point. Throw your hands up. It's a ground rule double. There's nothing you can do about it. That was exactly the way that the rule was written. So stop complaining about it. That's all I got. Go ahead, Matt.
Woo, yeah, man. My third up goes to the World Series, man. What theater? It was that was fun. That really was. And then my third down, I guess it's a down. The coaching carousel. Auburn fires Hugh Freeze. He was 6-16 in his SEC last couple seasons. So I wonder what his buyout is. He's probably get 8, 9, 10 million.
No, his buyout is $15.4 million with zero mitigation. He's getting all of it.
Nice.
Well done, Hugh Freeze. All right, you got another. Charlie, your last one.
Yeah, I gotta give up to Yamamoto. Man, you talked about Will Smith having a great series. What about Yamamoto, man? 215 pitches in the series, through 9 innings of game 2, through 6 innings of game 6, and it comes back in game 7. It feels terrible warming up, he says, and just closes the game down. I mean, can't ask for more than that, right?
I mean, and for the sort of performances that you get from a guy on short rest, and for the situation that he was in that 10th inning, you saw him pitch around Barger too, right? You're watching that 4-pitch walk and thinking he's setting up a double play here, which against the chunky catcher who can hit, by the way. Well, good luck, because that guy's a fly ball hitter, and watch out, he could end it with one swing, and boy, he did, just not the way I thought he would.
Yeah, and so for my last, I'm going to go ahead and do an up instead of a down here, and I'm going to give it to Razorback fans, because regardless of our season, that game on Saturday, that stadium was pretty packed. And, I mean, it was a great crowd, great excitement. The environment was really good, and not one single person left until that final play of the game. Like, you didn't see anybody leaving early, and that was pretty impressive with the kind of season we've had and the way that game went and all that. So, hats off to Razorback fans.
Yeah, I thought it was a good atmosphere, and over 68,000 in the stadium. And, you know, I mean, I would stay to the very end, too, because every game they've played this year has been in doubt, with the exception of the 2 wins and the loss to Notre Dame. I do wonder, because you don't have another game in Fayetteville until the Missouri game, you know, and sometimes those games at home just don't look good because of the holiday and students are out and everything, and sometimes it has a lot to do with the way the season's gone. And I just wonder what it'll look like on November the 29th. Well, it's good stuff for 3 Up, 3 Down today. Charlie, can you tell me how Operation Stand Down is going? I know that's November the 7th, and we've talked about that a couple of times. Hopefully veterans have been able to sign up and get free dental care.
Yeah, we're getting everything ready. It will take place this Friday, starting at 8:00. I think there may still be a couple slots left. So if anybody is interested in free dental work and you're a veteran, call your VA and see if they can still get you in. Like I said, it's pretty close. I know that all the cleaning slots are full, but there may be a couple slots left for extractions. I'm not 100% positive there, but glad to help out our veterans right around Veterans Day, and it'll be a real nice time.
Of course, the folks at River Valley Smile Center, including the one and only Dr. Charlie Liggett, can help out with cosmetic dentistry, veneers, full mouth rehabilitation, Botox as well. Also, full arch implants, fixed hybrid. You can call 479-646-0706 or go to rivervalleysmiles.com. Charlie, anything else?
Yeah, that's all I can think of.
All right. Well, get over to River Valley Smile Center. When you're there, you become family. Charlie, have a great week. We'll talk more on Monday, okay?
All right, you guys too. Talk to you soon.
All right, we're wide open on the Lewis Automotive Hotline here in hour number 2, 877-377-6963. Halftime returns after the break.
That is the leading total offensive player in the country right back there, Taylor Green. You ought to give him a hand.
This is Halftime.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This is Halftime.
This is Matt Jones, the end zone for a touchdown.
Harry Robinson Salisal Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
Hey everyone, Josh Earnhardt here at AAA Business Systems in Northwest Arkansas. Do you like doing business with local companies? Did you know that AAA Business Systems is one of only a few truly local office technology providers in Northwest Arkansas? Ask your current technology provider where their corporate office is, and let's keep your money in Northwest Arkansas. Buy local, support local. Call us today at 479-442-4185, and remember, anything else is just a copy.
Looking for a career
career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at goforsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at goforsgren.com.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful. Not when you work with Tara Limbird and the Limbird Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
The season of giving is here, and C2 Supply and Poto is inviting you to join them for a special cause. Come by the Poto Chamber of Commerce on Friday, November 7th from 11:30 to 1:30 for their drive-through fundraiser supporting the Poto Community Holiday Dinners. They'll be serving lunch and collecting cash donations to help provide Thanksgiving and Christmas meals for local families in need. Last year, this program fed more than 700 people, and with your help, they can feed even more this year. Drive through, grab lunch, and give from the heart. Together, let's make sure everyone has a place at the table this holiday season.
Have you had Cheerwine yet? The cherry flavor soda has had people coming back since 1917. This is RD with Platinum Distributing. We help bring Cheerwine to the River Valley for you to try. Nothing goes with food like Cheerwine. Burgers, barbecue, pizza, you name it. Okay, now we're hungry and thirsty. Cheerwine is a one-of-a-kind soft drink with a unique cherry taste that has been delighting Southerners for more than a century. Pick up Cheerwine at your local Jam Mart, Harps, and other fine establishments. Cheerwine, uniquely Southern since 1917.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway. Looking for adventure. And whatever comes our way. Yeah, I gotta go make it happen. Take the world in a loving embrace. Fly all of the guns at once and explode into space. I like smoking lightning. Heavy metal thunder, racing with the wind, and the feeling that I'm under. Yeah, I'm gonna make it happen. Take the world in a loving embrace. Fire all of your guns at once and explode into space. Like a true nature's child, we were born to be wild. We can climb so high, I never wanna die.
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, so we just saw a football game where the head coach was flagged 15 yards, and you don't see that very often. What do you got from this? This one takes the cake. It's the first day of the college basketball season, and St. Bonaventure beats Bradley 69-63 in Rock Hill, South Carolina. You remember St. Bonaventure now has Adrian Wojnarowski, the former top NBA reporter at ESPN for all those years, who is now the general manager of St. Bonaventure basketball. And he was ejected from his first ever game as the general manager for St. Bonaventure basketball for berating officials from the stands and was forcibly removed by security, according to Scott Hughes, who covers college basketball. And yeah, there's numerous tweets about this. It is kind of crazy to think about. This is somebody that would have written about this just a year ago, and now ejected. First of all, the general manager, it means he had to get 2 technicals, right? He got 1 technical, kept going, and then got a second, and had to be forcibly removed from the arena. I hope I'm not getting like played on this, because sometimes you don't know what stories are real and what stories are not on social media, but I think this looks like it may have been pretty real.
First time since he's had this job, obviously he's heard the word no. He hadn't heard the word no yet, I guess, and then finally he didn't know what it meant.
Gosh almighty. Here's Don in Springdale on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Good afternoon, Don. How are you doing today?
Good, Phil. How y'all doing, Matt?
Good, thank you.
Let me ask y'all something. Do y'all have YouTube TV?
I do. I'm wondering if I'm keeping it, though.
Well, let me tell you something. 2 things here real quick. Saturday, during the game, I got the ESPN app, too, okay? So it was black completely out. It wouldn't even show that there was a game coming on, right? Okay. So on YouTube TV, I went to the on-demand side, not the live channels. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the ones where you can record a show, or it's basically
yeah. Well, that's
right?
the library. Right. Yeah, you can search anything on that side, and it'll keep loading up stuff that you do. Anyway, to make it long story short, I went to that side of YouTube TV, and it showed the Arkansas game in its entirety. And I can't figure that one out. I mean, I just ran across, because you can stream on that side too. I didn't know if you guys knew that.
Are you the only person on YouTube TV that watched the game, that watched an actual football game on ESPN?
Yeah. It popped up on the streaming. If you'll go to that side on Saturday.
All right, everybody, party at Don's house in Springdale tonight for Monday Night Football. He's the only one.
I'll be glad to have all y'all. But I was surprised I was able to do that. Okay, here's the other one. I discovered, I'm not very smart, but I discovered that I like to listen to Chuck and them on the radio call, right? Well, I was watching that very game on the stream side, and I paired it up with the action to the voice of Chuck Barrett. And how you do that is you got the Razorback app on your phone. You just go and you listen to it live on there. And then the ball game comes on. You can either pause the ball game or pause the live app, and it'll pause it. Now, if it makes any sense to you, but you can listen down to the action. I mean, the actual action. It ain't a delay.
Oh yeah, they do the same with baseball too, and I wonder if people do that with basketball.
I've done that with you. I've done that with you, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always said, I go back to Paul Lills. I'm that old, but the way you address yourself on the telecast, not telecast, but the radio deal, I could be driving down the road and know exactly what's going on. So I commend you for that. I really do, because I didn't know who in the heck we was going to get after Paul Lills died in 2005. And then Chuck Barrett came along. So, we've been blessed with good broadcasters. And it makes a big difference for these people that don't have any other way.
Well, and I appreciate that the call and the efforts you do to listen to the broadcast, Don. I think you reflect what a lot of other people feel when it comes to how they'd like to watch the game. Appreciate your phone call, Don. Thank you very much. 877-377-6963 if you want to get with us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. I don't know what Don did, but he apparently was the only one that I know of who has YouTube TV that was able to watch the game on ESPN. And the other, it's like I record every Arkansas game. I record every Arkansas basketball and football game. And when the baseball games are on, ESPN or SEC Network, I'll record those too. You can't access any of those. They're all gone as well. So
it's a racket.
It is a racket, Matt.
It's ridiculous.
Absolutely it is a racket. But the thing is they're going to keep – this will be what you deal with until you give up watching sports, because they got you by the sports balls, because that's basically what's keeping some of these networks afloat. So they're going to squeeze every – not dollar. They're going to squeeze every last half cent that they can out of you. That's what corporations exist for. 877-377-6963. Our Lewis Automotive Hotline. Did you get over to Roback yet? Roback.com. Well, I'll tell you, the weather's turning a little bit, and Roback has everything you need to be comfortable during fall. And, of course, they've got special Razorback gear that you won't find anywhere else for the Arkansas Game Day collection. Just go to roback.com, RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH25 at checkout, 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort. We'll wrap up hour number 2 of Halftime after this.
Arkansas will win when they stop pretending they can go head-to-head with the rest of the SEC. Stop. You can't. We never have been able to, and that's a fact.
This is Halftime.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Game day just got a whole lot better at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Wear your hog gear and enjoy half-price apps and cheap taps during every Arkansas game. Plus other drink specials that will keep the party going. Whether you're gearing up for kickoff or celebrating the win, Joe's is your go-to place for great food, cold drinks, and hog pride. Joe's Grill and Cantina. Half-price apps and cheap taps on game days during every Arkansas game. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Yeager's Ace Hardware is helping our customers kick off the holidays with a big thank you. November 1st and 2nd, Ace Rewards members receive 20% off regularly priced items. Get more details in the store or on your Ace Rewards app. Plus, now through December 1st, Yeager's is offering Black Friday savings every day, all month long, to everyone. Save on hundreds of items and get a $10 gift card with your $50 purchase. Why wait for Black Friday savings when you can get it at all 5 Yeager's locations through December 1st? Yeager's Ace Hardware. Real help, real savings.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
Need a little extra cash? Go see Rusty at Golden Gym Pond, 310 West Center in Greenwood. Get the money you need with loans on jewelry, guns, tools, and electronics. If you're looking for a gift, they have a large selection of jewelry to choose from, and Rusty can take care of all jewelry repair. Stop by Golden Gym Pond today, 310 West Center in Greenwood, or call 996-2792. Open 9 to 5:30 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and 9 to 3 on Wednesday. Golden Gym Pond.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging, your Xerox authorized dealer in the River Valley. Xerox is more than just a brand, it's your ultimate business partner. Whether you need high-speed printers, powerful copiers, or seamless cloud solutions, Xerox has the tools to keep your business running smoothly and efficiently. And right now, for a limited time, we're offering a free Xerox color printer with the lease or purchase of many Xerox models. To learn more, call us at 783-6600 or visit us at dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, your partner in business success.
It's the all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet at Golden Corral. Enjoy the endless breakfast buffet with carved ham, tender pork chops, pancakes, French toast, made-to-order eggs and omelets, and, of course, the biscuits and gravy. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And from 8 to 9:30, seniors get all this and a drink for $10.29. Golden Corral, 1801 South Waldron, Fort Smith. Order online at goldencorral.com for curbside pickup or delivery. Golden Corral, the only one for everyone.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
He just loves to live that way. Love still out. Some is rich, some is poor. That's the way the world is. But I don't believe it. Straight out by your
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
All right, I want you to help me raise some money and awareness for the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation all throughout the month of November. It is No Shave November. I know that 1 of 8 men in his life will develop prostate cancer. My father's one of them and is a survivor. He survived prostate cancer, and I think that was 3 years ago. And now he is a champion again. He won another baseball tournament yesterday, Matt, first of 5 that he's going to be taking part in. And so I shaved the night of Halloween. This right now, if you look on our YouTube page, I'll pull the camera into me a little bit. This is like 3 days growth. You can watch my hair grow when you're sitting in front of me sometimes, Matt. See what this looks like by the end of it. But I also realized I didn't see on the rules if I'm allowed to clip my nose hairs. Those grow at basically the same sort of rate. Please let me know I can clip my nose hairs. I won't shave. I won't clip the rest of my beard, but I don't want to get to the point where you could, they're like shoelaces coming out of my nostrils. We do not need that. So arprostatecancer.org. You can go on my social media pages, got my Twitter up, put a little video out there today, and got a link right there to it. So help us raise money all month long for the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation. All right, Matt, you can tell us also about Sawyer.
Yeah, man, that's a good thing you're doing right there, Phil. Everybody, you can get checked and be aware of that for sure. Yeah, Buzz over at Sawyer's, he's a fellow broadcaster for the Northside Grizzlies, so that's always cool. If you have an estimate or any of the products Sawyer supplies, you were shocked by the price, give Sawyer's a call because they've been making quality, affordable products since 1990. They're locally owned and operated, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas. Sunrooms, patio covers, driveways, and windows, including decorative concrete. So yeah, man, 100% financing available, lifetime products and warranties, quality workmanship. Get over there online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Joel in Fort Smith has a little, I wonder if the word waxing would be involved in these rules for No Shave November. Waxing is not shaving. Nobody's waxing their beard off, though. That's the thing. That would be a little bit too painful. I've done the thing between I basically have one eyebrow, and I had to create, a little gap in between. That got waxed. It's not it's not like it's painful or anything, but it's not the best feeling thing of all time. But I didn't know I guess I didn't read the fine print of No Shave November, but I'm not going to wax my face. Maybe the top of my head when it comes time for what I do, what you do, Matt, because at some point I feel like I'm going to bick, but I don't know. I'm a little afraid I might just nick my head up a little bit too much. Waxing might be the right direction to go.
Yeah, get one of those lady razors that kind of has a guard on it, so it doesn't. You don't have to worry about nicking too much.
I just really want to dip my head in wax. That's feels like it could be a really fun time. Join us for hour number 2 of halftime. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive Hotline. I did not mean for that last segment to get into the place of male grooming. Now all the texts are coming in. Just going to have to avoid the last 5 or 6 texts that have come in. Join us in our third hour. We'll have Connor O'Gara from Saturday Down South, getting a little bit more into the coaching carousel, which is just so crazy it has spun off its moorings. And in our 1 o'clock hour right after this break.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
November 9th,
Opening day of modern gun season, and Jelco Outdoors has all your deer hunting equipment ready for you. Jelco has a great selection of rifles, scopes, and lots of ammo. Stay warm and dry in the largest selection of boots and clothing for men, women, and children. Tree stands, saddles, box blinds, and ground blinds. Jelco can fix you up. Don't forget the blaze orange caps and vests. Good luck and safe hunting to all deer hunters from your locally owned one-stop shop for the best deer hunting equipment. Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your winter with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Your vehicle safety systems do more than you think. Cameras, radar, and sensors all working to protect you. After a repair, those systems need calibration to stay accurate. That's why Evans Body Shop now offers in-house ADAS calibration. The same precision technology trusted by top automakers gives us the ability to recalibrate safety systems in-house to factory standards. No guesswork, no outsourcing, just accurate OEM-level calibration to restore your vehicle's safety and performance.
Evans Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, sunny skies. Our temperatures this afternoon warming up nicely in the upper 60s to near 70. Later on tonight, we'll end up with a nice clear sky. Overnight lows will drop down low 40s. Tuesday, sunshine, high low 70s. We're on our way to the mid 70s with sunshine Wednesday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Green Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Tommy's right on this one. Do you feel? Let me ask you this.
Normal around here.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect it.
Live from the Busch Lights Studio.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. What can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
People said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Bill Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
What name of one Razorback? It's vintage Matt Jones.
The Cinderella story is over, man.
Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
We're moving to our third hour. It's halftime on ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Christian Johnston producing. And Connor O'Gara, Saturday Down South, coming up in about 15 minutes. Any questions you got for Connor or on college football? Now's the time to text them in, or you can call us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline at 877-377-6963. Cam Little set a record yesterday, Matt, 68-yard field goal. The odd thing is that he kicked it as the last play of the first half, and it was the only points that Jacksonville scored in the first half, as they got shut out by the Raiders in the first 30 minutes, and then they go on to win 30-29 in overtime. So I guess we could say that Cam led to an explosion of points with the longest field goal ever kicked in an NFL regular season game. So now he's got two records. I don't know if they really keep records for preseason football, but 70 yards in preseason, 68 yards in the regular season. and I just wonder what's next for him.
Man, that's Steph Curry range right there. That's awesome, man. Those field goal kickers have gotten so much better in the last 30 years. Used to, you would see, teams that, if you get outside of 50 yards, that was considered amazing, but you didn't hit a lot of those. Now, man, 50-yard field goals it's pretty, they're fun to watch.
I mean, it's almost like a given, though. When somebody lines up for anything that's, I mean, even something that's just over anything between 50 and 55, it almost feels automatic. I don't know what the numbers are, but it feels
like used
like
to it would
automatic.
be 70%, and maybe your field goal kicker couldn't even go that far. But now the clip, how much and it's a little bit of a different football. It's a kicking ball, so they kind of conform them a little bit, but still, it takes talent to do it.
It's 3 for 5 kicking field goals of 50 yards plus. I don't see numbers on the Pro Football Reference website about 60 yards plus. But at some point, because they've been, they keep the stats from 0 to 19, 20 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49, and then 50 plus. At some point, you're going to get to 50 to 59 and then 60 plus, because 60 it's not becoming norm, but it's like, you remember when 100-mile-an-hour fastball was an outlier. Now it's not. At least it doesn't feel like it is. It's the same with these kickers. 60 plus, I mean, it's an incredible thing to see, but there's more guys that can do this now. I do like the idea of a 4-point field goal. Do you like the idea of a 4-point field goal in basketball?
If you wanted to say the half court, I don't see why not. Once you get to half court, it could be 4 points. But anything over 50 yards, and let's say you wanted to go anything over 60, it just changes an element of the game. It kind of changes, because really, are you, I don't know how many times you'd be down 4, but you'd have to be at a certain spot on the field to be able to do it. I think it'd be pretty cool.
And I was reading, Greg Olson had thoughts on how that the length of field goals now and the change in kickoff rules, in his mind, changing how coaches should be viewing whether or not you're going for a field goal, or whether or not you try for a touchdown on 4th down, because the field goal might not necessarily represent what it used to, because, well, I mean, you get the ability to move the ball out a little farther on touchbacks, and then there's the idea that you don't even need to be on the other side of the field to kick a field goal anymore. So just feel like the game's changed just a little bit in that sense. 877-377-6963 for the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Arkansas's SEC football record since 2012 is 27 wins, 74 losses. They've had 3 0-8 seasons. Might be on your way to a 4th if there's not an upset in the offing sometime soon. Wow, that's 3 different athletic directors. One of them an interim. That's John L. Smith, Brett Bielema, Chad Morris, Sam Pittman, and now Bobby Petrino as an interim head coach. So 5 coaches. Add whomever were interims after that, so maybe 7. It's not just, man, I mean, it's like 2 different administrations in the athletic department, different coaching staffs and everything. And Matt, it's just, you're wandering through the wilderness, and right now you're looking at potentially being the only 0-8 SEC team in the 2025 football season. Something's got to give at some point.
27 and 75, is that what you said? So you're winning 25% of your games.
27 and 74.
Yeah, okay, right. Yeah, so 25 and 75 was, if you just make it a round number for us, 100. We're winning 1 out of every 4. Man, that's I don't even know what you say. That's not a.
Do you think that kind of lack of success, and the fact that it's come through from different administrations in athletics too, do you think that coaches look at that and also see what this league is like and the other jobs that are open right now, and that it could be difficult to fill the position with the kind of coach that you want?
I don't know. I mean, you can win anywhere in the SEC. It's been proven. Everywhere in the SEC is a good job, and you just gotta. I don't know if it's lightning in a bottle like Auburn does. It seems like once a decade, but you got to get the right pieces up there. Whether it's acquiring talent, being able to evaluate talent. I think it starts from the the grassroots of we let all of our good players go in the state of our keep your guys if they can play and they're in state, you got to get them up there. Whether if they're a running back and you're like, well, you're not going to be able to play running back, put them at outside linebacker. Put them at you can play rover, you can get the best athletes up there and find a position for them. There's a lot to be. I mean, there's a lot that needs to be changed.
And you're right. I mean, all of these SEC teams, sometime in these last 13 years, have shown that they can put together a good season. Arkansas has had one of those seasons. It's just I'm looking more in the what I view as the true contemporary model of college football, which may change sometime in the near future, where NIL is such a major aspect of it. And, Arkansas hasn't had that success yet, where Missouri and Ole Miss have shot right past Arkansas, where Vanderbilt has done the same thing. Think of a couple of schools that really struggle in this era, not even just the last 12 or 13 years, but just in the last 4. It's Arkansas and Kentucky that really struggle with it. And some of it
two best basketball schools, though. Even though Florida won a national title, is it maybe something about maybe more of the resources going to basketball?
That could be part of. Now, I think with the NIL money, there is more money going to basketball at Kentucky compared to any other school. I think at Arkansas, football is still, with the NIL dollars, with the revenue share dollars. Now, it's the other money, that's I think where Arkansas has the issue with, and I think. Some of it's also about trying to get the right people with a certain amount of money involved in it. And, Saban was discussing this on game day Saturday, and I think this really cuts to the difference between putting together a front office, a team, a coaching staff in the NFL compared to college, where the money in the NFL is all on the inside. You have an owner that decides, I'm spending money on these guys. And so there's that alignment supposedly inside the office. And in college football, it's external. It's the coaches have to have boosters aligned behind them. Same with the athletic directors and all of that. Those are, you hear me say the owners of college football are the networks. Well, the boosters do have plenty of money in each team, so maybe they're not getting, a return on their investment in terms of dividends, but they're getting a return of investment in terms of wins or not. So that's the thing about hiring a coach for Arkansas right now is you got to find somebody that's going to excite the people with that money. And maybe the people with that sort of money, Matt, are making these decisions too. And that's why it just feels like, I don't know, with Auburn coming open and LSU and Florida, man, I just don't know if you're going to get an established coach who has been around college football as a head coach for a long time. That's why I'm not sure if Gundy would be the guy. Don in Hot Springs Village has called us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Good afternoon, Don. How are you today?
I'm good, guys. Hadn't heard you in a few days, but just on the coach's pick. Hunter's out fishing right now, seeing if somebody will take the bait. How long do we wait for somebody to take the bait? Or do you say, hey, Petrino's my guy, I can't get anybody, and so we can get started recruiting that? I know he's not going to excite the money people, but we don't want to sit there and take somebody that nobody wanted in that spot. Not saying Sam Pittman was that guy, but what are we going to do? I mean, when do you pull the trigger? Pittman's your guy to get him started, or if you're fishing, you got somebody on the line, then you wait till then. I just want your thoughts on that.
Well, you've got to have somebody in place for signing day at the very least, because at that point you got to put together a class. And the portal, once it opens, you have to have a coach hired, I would say by the end of the first week at least in December, because he's got to put a staff together. And, man, they've got to act really quickly, because how many guys are you going to try to keep? And how many guys are you going to, basically say, oh, it's all right, go find out where your next place to play is. And I hope it doesn't come to the point where it's, well, nobody wants the job, so we'll go with Bobby.
What about the Cincinnati head ball coach?
Satterfield.
People, I've heard his name thrown out a little bit. What kind of criteria does he meet? Like, how old is he? How long has he been at Cincinnati? There's coaches go through Cincinnati and win there, so that's a proven area. And then you're looking at a ball club like Cincinnati, Phil. He could. I would have to imagine that at least 20 players on that Cincinnati team would come to Arkansas. Like that's a good number.
That's also a launching point for some of their coaches. Remember, Brian Kelly goes to Notre Dame from Cincinnati. Luke Fickell goes to Wisconsin from Cincinnati. Things went fairly well for Kelly at Notre Dame. Fickell at Wisconsin, maybe a different story. But potentially that'd be an interesting place to look.
You like the Memphis coach still?
I do like Silverfield.
Yeah, I
don't know. See, part of this is what kind of a personality you got to have. Is it a matter of exciting somebody or whatever? I mean, I think he put together a pretty good team.
I think there was a handful of guys at Memphis that could. I mean, they whooped us on the field, but I think there was a handful of guys that were on that roster that would look good in Razorback red.
Bob in Fayetteville texted on the Lewis Automotive Hotline something that I've wondered, and I've seen a lot of other people bring this up too. He thinks we got a clean house. He says, clean house. Everyone had to go. Losing culture right now, only finding ways to lose. And I do wonder if there's some legitimacy to this of why would you want or need any continuity from this at this very moment on either side of the ball as well. And I understand Arkansas's offense is light years ahead of the defense, but the offense also has struggled to put a game away when they have had a chance to. They had a chance to do that against Mississippi State. Yes, I know some flags got thrown out there, and that offense got controlled by Auburn, which is a really, really good defense. But is there legitimacy in your mind, the idea of, hey, 13 years in the wilderness, just wipe the slate clean, start over, and see what you can build? So it's good to hear your opinion about that, Bub. Thank you very much. All right, we'll break on halftime in a moment. Connor O'Gara from Saturday Down South will join us right after this break.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Eat Lux your way with the $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the $5 box, as classic as ever. The $7 box has your favorite indulgences and more. And the $9 box introduces you to your newest obsession, the flaming hot grilled cheese burrito. It's Lux. For less. Try the $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes, only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to mybookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's where bettors win together because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Must opt in during the bet to use the bet back bonus.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Leave me. Let you go. Much to me. Say, darling, please don't leave me. Don't you go. Please, baby, don't leave me. Don't you go.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Connor O'Gara joining us from Saturday Down South, national senior columnist from Saturday Down South. Connor, the football season went off the rails a long time ago. We're nowhere near the rails now. How are you?
I'm doing well. You know, I got to say, like, there have been many moments in which I've been doing this job, and I've really tried to put myself as an unbiased viewer in the position of a fan base. And on Saturday, watching the way that fourth quarter played out for Arkansas, I know I'm not breaking any news by saying this, but I just kept thinking, why? Like, why do Arkansas fans deserve to have this happen, to have this insanity, this cruel trick that is just played on them Saturday after Saturday? It's well beyond mean, and it's sickening, and I don't know what can ever possibly change it.
Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of reasons to feel that way, too.
Connor,
so go ahead, Matt.
Well, we're going to have the playoff committee's going to be coming out. What is it, this week, right? Who is your right now, Connor? Who's the top 4 teams that would be getting those buys?
I think we'll probably see something really similar to what we saw in the AP poll. I think Alabama at number 4 is the top 1-loss team. Makes a lot of sense. A&M at number 3. SEC slate's been favorable, but the Notre Dame win still carries a lot of weight. And then Indiana at 2 and Ohio State at 1. And some will say, look, Indiana's resume is better than Ohio State's, but we also do this thing in college football where if you are a have-not and there is a have ahead of you, then it's going to be held against you no matter kind of if it's in this year or not. And that feels like it'll be the case for Indiana and Ohio State because of the way that last year's game played out. Fair or not, I think that's how we'll see it play out on Tuesday night.
And then also last year, man, it was so cool with Travis Hunter and Alshon Jenti doing the Heisman race. Is there a Heisman favorite you got right now? Who would it be?
Julian Sayin and Fernando Mendoza are very obvious names, and deservedly so. I think that Ty Simpson's probably not going to have the numbers that those guys will end up having. But I think for those who have watched all three, I think it's pretty hard to knock Ty Simpson at this point, and especially, seeing the way that he's responded post week one. To me, like every single big time moment that Alabama is faced with, he just makes a play, and it's kind of unbelievable how little they think about going for it on fourth down. Like my co-host Will Ogburn has been saying this for a while. Bama doesn't even have to think about whether or not they're going to go for it in 4th and 4, 4th and 5, and they've been kind of faced with a lot of these tight game decisions to have to make. And Ty Simpson is just always going to be the guy that's in total control, and I think he deserves to be at the top of that list. It feels like those three are going to dominate the conversation. And Jeremiah Smith, what he's doing at Ohio State, got off to a bad start this year, but has looked like the best non-quarterback, maybe the best overall player in college football.
I'm going to get back to Arkansas with you here and just play off something you'd said about Ty Simpson and how when push comes to shove, fourth quarter, he's in control, he's going to make a play. Arkansas football right now is the opposite of that when it comes to the fourth quarter or the second half, or really when you have to do something to win a football game. And I reflect what you're saying about what did Arkansas fans do to deserve this. Because unless they come up with an upset in the last 3 weeks, Connor, they're looking at a 4th 0-8 SEC season in the last 13 years. And it would be under 4 different coaches at that point. Really 5 with Sam and Bobby sharing this one. Then you would have had it under Chad twice, under Brett twice. Goodness gracious. I don't know what they did to deserve this. They didn't do anything to deserve this. It's just right now, there isn't another football program in the SEC that's facing this.
It is truly bizarre. And it was obviously, you talk about there's not another program in the SEC that was facing it. Mississippi State kind of was the program that was facing it, having not won an SEC game in 2 years. Mm-hmm. And they were the program that should have had home wins against Texas and against Tennessee, led at the 2-minute the 2-minute timeout in the fourth quarter against both of those teams, and weren't able to hold on. They should have beat Florida as well, and just threw a terrible late interception to ruin that opportunity. So, like, Mississippi State was doing the exact same thing that Arkansas was doing. Now, the difference being they had the huge win in non-conference play against Arizona State. That carried a lot of weight, and there were still people going, well, this Mississippi State team is better than people think, and Jeff Lebby's in obviously a much different spot only in year 2, but still, it was kind of something had to give. And why is Arkansas always the thing that has to give? That's my question, because even as they score that touchdown to make it a 14-point game, and you're like, all right, everything feels like they're in control, there's always that but. And it's just always going to be there. What did the game, like, they had, I think, minus 14 yards after they took the 14-point lead? I mean, that just can't happen. And it's inexplicable, the things that this team continues to do down the stretch. And Taylor Green is part of that. I mean, I think he's leading the nation with 5 interceptions in the fourth quarter. At least that's what it was going into that game. But haven't checked the total since then. It's mind-boggling. And I feel so bad for Arkansas fans that just put up with this because they're told they have to. And I think the program needs an entire rebranding, remarketing, just to change up the vibes. Because at this point, I don't even think that it's necessarily, it's just Sam Pittman, it's just Bobby Petrino, it's just Taylor Green. Like, it's everything, and I don't really see the end in sight.
Florida, LSU, Auburn, Arkansas, all going to be looking at new coaches next year. Anybody else this year? We kind of been joking on this show a little bit.
We forgot to do our Google poll for next week.
Each week there's another coach that's going to get fired in the SEC. I don't know. You're kind of looking around. I think a lot of the other teams are kind of they're a little more happier than some of these others. But who else is on the hot seat?
Kentucky with Mark Stoops. That's the last remaining one that I think there's a real possibility. And, you talk about, like, what do Arkansas fans do to deserve it? Kentucky fans have not seen their team win a home power conference game in over 2 years. Ray Davis ran all over Florida. September of 2023 was the last time that Kentucky beat a power conference team at home. So they're staring at a situation that's going to be really, really difficult with a buyout that's 4 times as much what Sam Pittman got with their winningest coach in program history. And even worse for them, they're looking around at all these vacant SEC jobs going, oh, man, the guy that we thought was going to replace Mark Stoops, that is John Sumrall, is being linked to all these other jobs. And all these other jobs are better than Kentucky. So what do you do if you're Mitch Barnhart, the Kentucky athletic director? I think that's the one that if they lose at home to Florida to an interim coaching staff, I think there will be a feeling of, man, this has really run its course, and they don't really feel like this can continue with Mark Stoops.
What were you thinking after Rhett signs the contract extension at SMU, and then they go out and have that upset over Miami in their stadium? You know, the visuals are carrying out of lowering the goalposts and everything, and the fans rushing the field. I mean, they made it into the ACC championship game last year, playoff team. Who, you know, I know they might not be a playoff team this year, but they were able to keep the coach. And I remember when they joined the ACC, and I publicly on this show said, what does SMU think they're getting into here? This is, you know, they don't have this fan base or everything, but you know what they do? They've got a ton of money. They use it properly, and keeping Rhett Lashley there is one way to use it properly.
It's how this era of college football is so much different than the previous. And I don't feel like we'd be watching any of those things play out if this were 10 years ago. If SMU had tried to make this move at a different time, I don't think, one, they would have had success in the ACC, and two, I don't think they would have been able to retain Rhett Lashley, and he would instead be such an obvious name for all of these other jobs. But they have a really good situation there, and they have a very favorable path to the college football playoff. Now, what's going to be interesting is seeing how in the world they're going to find a way into probably another ACC championship, kind of TBD on all that. Virginia is the last remaining unbeaten in the ACC. But that's a guy that in a different time would be linked to all these SEC jobs, and we would just say, well, just pick your destination. Where's he going to end up signing with? And there are just so many programs across college football, SMU being one of them, that now have the money to pay these coaches really significant generational wealth and to be really good and have a path to the playoff. And it just is so much different than what we've been trained to think like for the past, 25 years in college football.
Well, it's craziness, really. I mean, that's just one thing to point to about the major change in college football. And another thing to look at now, Dabo crashing out the way he did yesterday at Clemson. Oof. Like it's been fascinating to watch the downward spiral for Clemson this year, and for Dabo specifically. Like that's one of the most amazing aspects of this football season is not just to see Clemson struggling and missing out on a bowl game probably, but to see, Dabo so publicly be losing it like this.
Dabo has gone from searching for bulletin board material to push back against his own team's preseason love to now losing his mind on his own offensive coordinator, his own defense rather, and officials, and just losing his mind on everyone in his waking path. And I know that he used bulletin board material because he literally pulled up like one of my stories that questioned whether or not Clemson was going to be able to defend the run this year, and basically like was showing it to his team. And like that's how low Dabo was on, any sort of skepticism about his team coming into the season that he legitimately thought was going to win a national championship. And here he is just probably fighting for bowl eligibility. And it's an adapt or die world. This is a perfect example of someone who has not adapted and will watch the way of college football pass him by as a result. And that's the world that he has decided to live in, and he's got nobody to blame for it but himself.
Leave it there, Connor. Appreciate you joining us as always. Fun conversations, and I'm sure in a couple of weeks we'll have some more crazy stuff to touch on.
Gentlemen, appreciate it.
Connor O'Gara, national senior columnist at Saturday Down South, joining us here on Halftime. Open up the Lewis Automotive Hotline here in the home stretch now, 877-377-6963. Back in just a minute.
I want romance. Want romance? In Ridgemont? We can't even get cable TV here, Stacy. We want romance.
This is Halftime.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-488-2594. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-488-2594. That's 800-488-2594. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautoportsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Do you hide your smile because of chipped, stained, or uneven teeth? Or feel like your smile doesn't match the way you feel inside? This is Dr. Charles Liggett at River Valley Smile Center. We offer custom veneers, full mouth rehabilitation, and even Botox to help you look and feel your best. We combine our expert care and artistic skill to create beautiful, natural-looking results, all while keeping you relaxed and comfortable. Right, Matt?
Time to love your smile again. Call 479-646-0706 or visit rivervalleysmiles.com to schedule your consultation today.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
We all plan to be on time, but fender benders, damaged windshield, and slick road quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Bartley.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small.
Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561.
Or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Baby, you're good for me, but baby, I want you. Diamond Blue, baby, New York City. Knows every girl so pretty. Do you think we'll be in love forever? Do you think we'll be in love? Diamond Blue, baby, New York City. Can we get it now, love down and pretty? Do you think we'll be in love forever? Do you think we'll be in love?
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Yeah, I mean, RJ from Van Buren in here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Anybody can win in the SEC, just like you pointed out, Matt. Absolutely true. Goonies pointed moving into a new era of college football where the old norms won't hold. Means you do not have to stay in a cycle of suckage. that you've been stuck in for 13 years. This is not a legacy that has to be continued. Not at all. It's getting, I mean, what's the word? Alignment all the time, momentum, getting the right person in place and the right people who believe in that person to put the right amount of money into it, to get the right kind of dudes. Seems to be, I don't know. I mean, that would be a going rate on how Indiana got where they are, on how Vanderbilt got where they are, on how SMU got where they are, and how Arkansas can be in the same, Texas Tech too. Arkansas can be in the same place.
The one that's the outlier right now, maybe BYU. What's we were going over what their coach is making. Wasn't he making less than what Sam Pittman was making there at BYU? And he's got him 8-0 right now.
Part of the problem though is that you've got there a school that's got the money in place.
Yeah, that's true.
So you wonder, are you going to leave that in order to go to a place where you got to get everything realigned again?
What about UNLV being maybe a destination spot? You think about unlimited funds, unlimited money out there in Las Vegas. UNLV, the running Rebs. Like, it seems to be a jumping off point for certain coaches. They go there, they have success. You look at the last 4 coaches at UNLV, they've all had success, and then they go somewhere else. It's you'd think they could get somebody to stick, is what I'm saying. It seems like that could be one of the schools as well.
But that's also the level, I think, where you're going to end up getting your coach from. I think it'll come from a group of 5 program.
That's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I mean, Houston when Houston was hired by Arkansas, he came from
Murray State.
Group of 5 wasn't used then,
yeah.
But it was 1 year. Was it 1 year at Boise? Wasn't it 1 year?
Murray and then Boise, one or two. I can't. Yeah, but it's just he was ready to go, man. Talk about a lightning in a bottle, man. That was a home run hire at the time.
So who was after that? You hired Bobby Petrino. He was out of the NFL. Louisville before that.
Brett Bielema was from Wisconsin. Yeah.
Chad Morris, SMU. It's just the 2 years at SMU. Did that tell you where you're going to actually completely fall apart? No. Sam, of course, that's a whole different situation. I don't know how many people saw that coming. But there were also that year, remember, there were Missouri and Ole Miss were open that year too. And they obviously are in much better situations right now. You're fighting.
Is it just because they spend more money on their players? Is that it?
It can't be.
That's the only thing?
It can't just be about the money. It isn't just about that. There has to be something to Eli and to Kiffin as coaches, as offensive coaches specifically, but then just the kind of program that they ran.
And they were close. Ole Miss was close last year. That was the whole talk. And Bill King said it was the best Ole Miss team, or most collection of talent that Ole Miss had. And so they kind of learned how to win, I think. And I think Lane even brought that up in the Kentucky game this year, how they got them last year. It's like they learned how to, hey, we got to run the ball. We got to lead in the fourth quarter. Why do we want to throw a pass and stop the clock? There's things you can do to maximize your percentage chances of winning that game.
Right. And so those guys were not an experiment to see if it would work as a head coach, not at Arkansas specifically, but just as a head coach overall. And that's what it was with Sam, was an experiment. Like Drinkwitz and Kiffin would have been courted by a lot of other places, Arkansas being one of them. There wasn't another school that was looking at Sam Pittman as the head coach. And look, I mean, we know all the reasons that he was hired, and I'm not trying to relitigate any of that. You can't go into this next year with this being an experiment of some sort in 2026. And that's also to the point in the idea of and I've heard all these ideas on all the shows, and people have called up and given their ideas about, well, give Bobby a 2-year contract and fill it with incentives and everything. And then if it doesn't work in 2 years, there's going to be other coaches that are ready to go. I just don't know if that's a world that exists at the moment. Who knows is Bobby really going to take less money than market value because you want him to, because you think that he should be the head coach? I don't know if it exists like that. Any coach that's going to be hired this next year, I think is going to be is expecting to be compensated properly. And that would include Bobby Petrino, regardless if his grandkids are less than 200 miles away and all of that. It would be an experiment. At that point, it'd be like, all right, let's see what happens these next 2 years. Well, that was the idea with Sam.
Got to win one game though. We got it. That's where he has the best audition out of everybody, and I think Bobby Petrino is a talented coach. No question. But if you're not, I mean, the whole point of the thing is to win, right? If he doesn't win a game, well, you just got a clean shop. You got a clean house. Now, if he finds a way and we win 3 games, I mean, I love it. But it's what are you? He's going to be 0-6 as an interim.
That's right. I mean, if you don't win a game,
that's what are we? He's got the best audition, the best tape. He's out there. He's in the fray right now. And if you go 0-4, let's go. We'll see you around the bend.
Well, and also, and then out of the last 3 seasons, he's part of 2 fired staffs, 2 fired head coaches. Like that, I don't really think you want to bring somebody on just by default. That's what happened 5 years ago. Sam was hired by default, and I was really interested to see if it worked out. I thought maybe it would, but it can't be a default hire again because nobody else wants the job. So you're going to stick with the guy who says he wants it. And look, maybe that's what it turns into with all these jobs that are open. That's the crazy aspect of it. There were a lot of jobs open at the end of the 2019 season, but this is that times 50. They're just inside your league alone. Never mind all the other jobs that are open in the Big Ten and are going to come open from other hirings. I mean, these what is it? 12 jobs that are open right now. Just take that and multiply it by 2 at the very least. At the very least. So I think there's also legitimacy to some of the things people have texted in about this. And look, hindsight is 20/20 on all of this. If you could do it all over again, would Hunter have brought Sam back for 2025? It's like knowing what you know. Of course. So knowing what you know makes things completely different. Nobody would have expected you'd have 24 openings potentially in college football for this next year. So, yeah, with that hindsight, yeah, maybe you should have made the change last year. You'd have a little bit more, well, there'd be more stability right now. You'd have had more of a pick of who it is that you can go get. But relitigating the past can be a little bit difficult and sometimes an exercise in complete futility. 877-377-6963 for the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Suey fan says if Petrino's selected, it's like choosing candidates from Temu. Look, and I'm seeing more texts coming in that, and this isn't the right way to put it, but are in the anti-Petrino camp and want somebody new. There are fewer texts coming in now than when he was elevated to interim head coach that are advocating for him to be the full-time head coach moving forward. And if the reasoning for him to be the full-time head coach moving forward is anything about, well, he wants the job, there's too many openings and all of that, I think you're going to end up with more wandering around the wilderness in the next couple of years. That can't be the reason why you make a hire. There's got to be a hire that you really know is going to work for you, that seems to make a lot more sense than just taking the guy who's there now and has been here before. And there's never a guarantee, and you know this, that previous success at this place means success now and in the near future. But I also will say this. From some of the conversation that happened last week with Clay and with Grant Hall, and they kind of hinted about the idea of a major change happening sometime soon. That hasn't happened yet. You know, in terms of Hunter being the athletic director, it feels more and more now like he is in that role to hire the next head coach, or at least be part of that moving forward. Otherwise, I don't know if he'd be the AD right now. The last week may have been that decision. So it's all this stuff that's getting thrown into it at the same time. And, man, I mean, this next week there's no game, so it's like, what else are you going to push? There's other games to talk about, I guess, too. Alabama, LSU.
Memphis, Tulane play Friday night. Might be one of those coaches, could be the next head ball coach.
I think there's a lot of other schools that are going to look at Summerall specifically, too. I wonder about Satterfield. If I'm one of the teams I cover, women's basketball, and of course we start our season tomorrow against Louisiana Tech. Did I know that when Oral Roberts beat Arkansas last November, that the Oral Roberts coach, Kelsey Music, would be the Razorback coach for the next year? Satterfield, that's the same thing. He just beat the Razorbacks. Very well could end up being the next coach moving forward. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Wrap up halftime. Stay with us.
What are you people? On dope?
This is halftime.
Family owned and operated since 1950, Crabtree RV Center is proud to have served the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas for 75 amazing years. From a small dealership on Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith to 17 acres located at the junction of I-40 and I-49 in Alma, Arkansas, Crabtree RV Center is your one-stop shop for sales, service, and parts. Come celebrate 75 years with us and take advantage of spectacular savings all year long. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Game days just got a whole lot cheesier at Art's Barbecue and Burgers on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Art's legendary smoked brisket queso is back. There's no better game time treat than this house-made queso, loaded with chunks of Art's smoked brisket. And try the sloppy pig, Art's hand-patted burger, topped with pulled pork and smothered in smoked brisket queso. Make your game days cheesy at Art's Barbecue and Burgers, Rogers Avenue, 2 doors east of Lowe's in Fort Smith.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
This Christmas, make it easy for everyone to shop for you. At Wheeler Power Sports in Fort Smith, we've got everything riders love. Motorcycles, side-by-sides, ATVs, accessories, and apparel from all your favorite brands. Come in and let us make your Christmas wish list. We'll save all your info right here. Then your spouse, friends, or family can stop by, check your list, and pick up the perfect gift. Make it easy, make it awesome, make it Wheeler Power Sports. Located on 901 North 11th Street in downtown Fort Smith.
Looking for quality metal buildings and roofing? Metal Mart has you covered. From prefabricated metal buildings to custom trim, carports, and more, Metal Mart is your one-stop shop. Contractors and do-it-yourselfers are always welcome, and their experts will help you calculate the materials you need, all at a price you can afford. With locations in Fort Smith, Little Rock, and Jonesboro, or visit metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
Dental emergencies do not wait, and neither should you. At Valley Urgent Dental, they're here for you on the weekends, whether it's a broken tooth, a painful infection, or a crown that's come loose. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are ready to help. Why wait till Monday? Call 479-235-5655 now. Valley Urgent Dental is located at 5505 Uper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Valley Urgent Dental, emergency dental care when you need it most.
When electrical needs pop up, don't get left in the dark. Call the local team that's trusted on and off the field. Harrison Electric. That's who homeowners and local businesses choose. Harrison Electric. Honest, dependable, and they leave no mess behind. From quick fixes to major upgrades, Harrison Electric is your go-to for all your electrical projects. Don't sit on the sideline with electrical problems. Get back in the game with the pros you can count on. Harrison Electric. Honest, quick, trusted. 652-3077.
Harry Robinson Salisal Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, Matt, you feel we've solved all the problems in the world or just Arkansas football over these last near 3 hours on halftime?
You know, I do enjoy doing this show, man. This is a pretty cool gig, man. It's I don't know if anybody listens to us, so I don't know, but yeah, man, it's
enough people listen where we got near 120 texts or
we get to do it again tomorrow. I always like Fisherman Clay, his analysis and his data, what he brings, so that'll be interesting to see.
We had a caller earlier that wondered why it was that he was able to watch the Arkansas football game on YouTube TV. It turns out, I don't think he realized he was watching it on YouTube. Because didn't Pinto do this with some of the basketball at Simmons Bank Arena that they didn't televise, and he would just sort of show a stream either on Twitch or I don't know if he used YouTube, but that's where you can do it, like pirate a stream. Which you wonder how long you actually be able to watch that. Anyway, YouTube can work for you, so it's free. Have fun with it. Nice and pirated.
Pirate a stream. You know, it's 100 years ago that just meant something totally different than now. You know, I like it.
Yeah, they would get the Marine sent after you.
Yeah.
When it happened the first time. That's exactly right. Monday Night Football. I'm not watching Monday Night Football tonight. I got YouTube TV. I'm not throwing on YouTube to watch it either. Cowboys and Cardinals.
I'll watch the Hog game if I can. But kind of check it out.
Yeah, I want to watch. 5:30 airtime, 6 o'clock tip-off, Arkansas versus Southern. Hogs are 25.5-point favorite.
No, that's Saturday's on Fox. This one's on ESPN is what you're saying, right?
This one would be Plus.
Okay. Yeah.
So that
I
is
don't know if I can watch it. Yeah.
Now, that's interesting, too, because you get Plus with your YouTube TV subscription. But do you get Plus now if you're on YouTube? See, you guys go figure that out. I'll worry about it later. I might be listening to the game instead for a little bit. Listen to Zim and Chuck and see if – so tomorrow, Matt, for the women's basketball game when we start our season, it'll be my first chance to call a game on the other side of the court at our brand-new broadcast location. Yeah, that's right. Up in the stands. Up in the stands with the fans. Going to be lots of fun. Just please don't move our broadcast location for baseball. Just keep it where it's been all these years and kind of keep it there until the very end. That seemed to be about right for me. You know what I am bummed out about? No World Series game today. That, if we could have a series go, best of 9, this was the one to do it. I feel at some point you got to be able to change the format of the series. If it's so good that it should never end, just change it to best of 9, which I think they did best of 9 World Series up to about 1917, 1918. Let's bring it back. Why not? I'm good for more games. The series was good enough.
It was a fun World Series.
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. The thing I hate, though, is the Dodgers win it, and you realize I think they only had 2 homegrown players. That was it. Not Mookie, not Freddie, not Ohtani, not Hernandez.
Will
I think
Smith?
No, Will Smith. I don't know if I don't remember if Will Smith came up from there or
who has
how
the better
they got
chance
him.
to make it back to the World Series next year, Phil? LA or Toronto? Who's bringing back more of their team?
I don't know all the contract situations. It's just the Dodgers are at a place where, Matt, they have been a playoff team, isn't it 12 or 13 years in a row?
Oh.
Kind of coincides with this wilderness trek for Arkansas football. Tell you what, next time the Dodgers miss the playoffs, Matt, make your plans for January 1st because Arkansas is playing in a very important bowl game that year. That's how it works. Great stuff today on a Monday, and tomorrow Clay Henry joins. So does Bill King and Alyssa Orange and anything else we can dream up. Eastside Liquor halftime podcast ready to go thanks to Seaburger. And Ruskin and Zach are standing by, taking you up to 5:30 today. That's when the Learfield pregame starts for Arkansas basketball game 1. It is broadcast 3, though. For Matt Jones, Kristen Johnston, I'm Phil. Thanks for tuning in to halftime today. Have a great rest of your Monday.